Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dan Good Show. I'm Dan.
And I'm Will.
We're two creators who became friends online through a shared love of video games and our sons, Rowan. We're here to share our favorite hobby with you, so join us for the good side of the video game conversation online. Will, my co-host, how are we doing today?
Yeah. Good.
Why'd you make everyone so mad on the last podcast?
Don't even bring that up. Don't even bring that up. We're not talking about that game ever.
No, we're not.
Never again.
We're not. We had
I'm
a
never going to
fantastic...
complain about blood.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll never complain about blood in a game ever again either.
It'll never come up again. Otherwise, we'll retire from video games. We had a fantastic first episode. I had so much fun doing it. Well, I hope you did as well. Aside from the clips, I just have to work on the clips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was saying stand off camera. You know, like for me, this is my first time doing like pre-recorded stuff. I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, scripted, produced.
And,
yeah, sure.
And clip stuff. So for me, it was really strange to see people's reactions, and there's so much negativity.
Yeah.
But I kind of realized, well, it's my opinion. If
Yeah.
someone's gonna have a problem with it, someone's gonna have a problem with it. I didn't say anything that bad.
Nope,
so.
not at all. I'm so proud of you for coming through that like immediately on after like one bad clip, you know, because it can be tough when I actually talked with Gianni, Jordan, and Phil when I was on their like dad podcast, and like offline we were talking about when that's happened to like, because everybody's had that happen at least once, you know, where it just catches the bad side of the internet sometimes, and you don't mean for it to, and sometimes the algorithm just sweeps it up, you know.
Look, I was all right after seeing how much you were getting a bollocking, so all fine.
I took the heat off you with the next clip, and I just got it myself, so it's all good. Everything in balance. Last episode we did not get to do this because I was very nervous and I skipped through some stuff for us, but I would like the episodes to start with a little icebreaker. So Will, tell me something good.
Something good. I have just come off of Gianni's 1 year affiliate stream.
Yeah,
which was very, very fun.
Super cool.
He's streaming this weekend for 12 hours. This weekend we're currently on the 11th of July, recording this. Spoilers. But yeah, Gianni DeCrosta on Twitch. It was really fun, and it was a good time.
It was.
And the other good thing I've put is being a dad.
Very good. You skipped a huge omission, so I'm gonna steal for my something good. My something good is that I got to see my friend Gianni unveil my friend Will's art that he did for his channel, and I was just like cheesing because I knew I had like 5 to 10 minutes before my son woke up from his nap. So I was in the stream early, getting the hype train going, you know, setting the tone, make sure Gianni gets lots of money, lots of subs, so that he can reach out to you for some more emotes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
more subs means more emote slots. So it was super cool to it was like my dad ride. Where I was like, I'm so happy that you're getting to be more expressive, to get to work on more stuff and partner with people that I already know, like that I know are good people. So it's really cool to see these like worlds, like you and I have met separately from a lot of the other creators that I've been connected with, and it's really cool for me to get to see the worlds collide a little bit. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think what was cool on my end was that he reached out to me and was basically like, I already love what you do.
Yeah,
in terms of my artwork.
Yeah,
can you just do something like that for me? And I've never had that.
That's super cool
in art, so it was really cool. Yeah, so much fun to work on as well.
Yeah,
top
cool.
lad,
cool,
top lad.
Cool. Okay, that's our icebreaker. Actually, if you want to tell us, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'd love for you to tell us something good in the comments. I think that would be a great way to get the videos going. People just flood us with something good, anything. But
desert.
I mean, if that's your good, that's your good.
I'll bring it up every episode.
So our topic for today, we are halfway through the year. We are going over our gaming report cards, or our mid-year gaming report, however you want to call that. So over the course of this episode, Will and I are going to share our top 3 from 3 separate categories. Will has made a fantastic report card that we will share out online by the time you are actually watching this episode. Did an amazing job with it. But from the top, we're going to go our top 3 favorite games that we've played this year. Does not necessarily have to be 2026 games. The top 3 games on our backlog, meaning like the first 3 games that we own or want to own that we're needing to play. And then the final category is going to be our 3 most anticipated new releases for the end of the year. We are going to sprinkle in, because I did reach out and ask the community for the same prompt, but just one game each. And I was even more blown away this episode by how many people responded than the one prior.
So many.
So cool. So
many.
Once again, thank you so much, everybody, for sharing in this hobby with us, because that's literally what this is about. It's just to find like-minded people that love video games and just yap about it. So it was super, super cool to see the volume of responses. So we have many. We are going to make sure that we include all of them, but we're going to sprinkle them in throughout the episode, because if I included like a community section, it would just be 20 straight minutes. So which again is amazing, but we'll sprinkle them in as appropriate. Before we get into the categories, I did want to roughly check in with you, Will, on how many games that you feel like you've played this year.
Are we sure we want to know? Are we sure we want to dive into this?
I think the people need to know.
So,
because some commenters would imply that you've never played a game in your life and that you never should.
Yeah. Well, I've currently played this year so far about 40 plus games.
Sheesh.
Been a busy boy.
Yeah, you have.
I've been a bit of a busy boy. So in terms of the games I've played, like, it's kind of rounded off at about 47 right now, but that's kind of like some DLCs.
Yeah.
But DLC, I'm counting DLCs on their own, right?
Sure.
So like The Witcher 3, I kind of counted each DLC as its own thing, like Heart of Stone and stuff.
Oh, okay. That's cheating a little
because
bit.
they're so big.
Yeah.
Well.
I hear you.
But without DLCs, it is about 40, I think. Something like that.
Okay.
Over 15 games for my backlog. So I've been pacing through that too.
Yeah, you had a really cool spreadsheet that you were showing off on your last stream before Gianni's stream. I thought that was super cool. I was like, oh my God, this dude is organized.
Very planned gamer. Yeah.
Very planned gamer. I love it.
I play a lot of short games, hence why it's so big. And I also play with my son sometimes. My son and my wife go to bed earlier than me, so I get time after that.
Yeah, which is super nice.
And the games that I've played kind of range from like Disco Elysium, Kiln, Pac-Man World 2.
Yeah.
It's this little thing, a play date.
Oh, are you still playing that? Nice.
Yeah, I played quite a few games on it back in February. And even the Toy Story 3 game. So I play a lot of different things.
Okay, yeah. Cool. My list, Will puts to shame. This man is a machine, but I also think I play a lot longer games than you do.
You like your long games,
yeah.
I don't, so.
And I have a bad habit of not finishing them, anyways. But I was trying to go through. I basically went through my YouTube channel and was like, what games have I streamed? What games have I reviewed? And then like kind of like a quick recollection in my head of like what games have I played that weren't content related. So going through my like let's play stuff. I've streamed 9 games so far this year. I've reviewed, including today, because I did skip that. So we are doing our mid-year gaming report today, but we're also doing our first review for the podcast. It's not my first review, but it's also Bill's first review. So that's going to be my 9th review this year. So we've streamed 9 games, we've reviewed 9 games, and then I've played like 5 or 6 other games that just like aren't related to content at all. I've been really fortunate that like a lot of the games that I've been streaming or reviewing have been games that I really wanted to play or like included in a games to watch. So I didn't really feel like I was missing out on the opportunity to play games, which I'm sometimes worried about when I get really busy, but like they've coincided beautifully. Yeah. So relatively pro gamers here, Will's pushing almost 50 games played. I'm kind of in the 20 to 25 range, so I'm very happy with my progress, at least, and I'm blown away by yours, Will.
Mate, you play longer games than me, as I say. So, like, literally last night, I beat Buckshot Roulette.
I saw that post.
An hour or two.
Yeah,
so,
what did you think of that?
I played really short. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah,
really, really fun. I've actually been playing a little bit as well. It's kind of nice to just pick up and play here and there.
Yeah.
Really cheap, and I think it might have been made by one person.
Oh,
I need
cool.
to look into that though.
Nice.
But fun.
Yeah.
Good.
That's kind of how like Des Disco is for me right now. That was one that I reviewed a little bit earlier this year, but I love rhythm-based games. Like I literally learned how to play drums from playing Rock Band as a kid.
Love that.
I just had the 5-piece kit with the cymbal attachments on it.
Yeah.
And I had like played percussion in elementary school, so I wasn't like brand new to drumming, but I'd never played a drum set before. And so I would just play my favorite songs on Rock Band over and over again until I would get 5 stars on them. And I was obsessed enough with Rock Band that my mom got me a drum set for Christmas one year. And then I would download those songs on my iPod to date me a little bit. And then I would go to the basement and I would cover the song on the actual drum set. And that's how I learned how to play drums. So a game like Dead is Disco, which is like it feels like Rock Band, but it's like Kung Fu instead. It's just was so fun. And like, that's one that I've gone back to a couple times.
What will date you is what iPod was it?
Ooh. It was a Touch. I think it was just. I think they were just called iPod Touch. Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
it wasn't. Oh, I had a Nano.
Okay. Well, so like iPods were definitely like my first iPod I got in high school. So I had an MP3 player before that. Like
wow.
So it went pretty far back. I just didn't upgrade to the iPod for quite some time. But enough of that. We're going to get into our report card today. So we're going to start with the first category is our top 3 favorite games that we have played this year so far. So Will, I'm going to kick it off to you. We're going to have a back and forth here. Will will give me a game. I'll take a game. We'll go back and forth. So doesn't have to be in a particular order. Like these top 3, it doesn't have to be most favorite, middle, least favorite. Cool. Like just hit me.
I'll go from the bottom up.
Okay.
I'll start at my number 3 because I have ordered them. I feel like they're jumping around a little bit.
Okay. Will has also hidden his notes from me, which I'm kind of excited for this episode. Initially, I was like, I don't know if Will caught that I sent him show notes, but he was intentionally hiding them from me. So I'm very excited for this conversation because I revealed all my secrets. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't know if Will saw. He was like, he asked me for an outline so he could get ready. And I keep looking at the outline and he hasn't done anything.
Not saying anything.
So I'm super excited.
Called me out. He called me out on stream. He was like, you haven't even filled out the podcast sheet. And I was like, I've been doing it in my own time, thank you.
He has this huge spreadsheet of his backlog that he was showing off. And I was like, you've got all this, and yet the show notes are blank. So
my friend, I have got a lot of notes here.
I
was actually going to say, so before we made these lists as well, I did ask Dan, are we looking at 2026 releases or are we just looking at games we played?
Yeah.
And then I looked at what Dan's played, and they're basically 2026 releases, apart from one kind of released on multiple platforms.
It depends on how you look at it, since like it is also early access stuff too. So
true.
It is kind of a mix.
I've got some honorable mentions. They're just ones that haven't released in 2026. I thought I'd do.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3. Finally played that.
Yeah.
Played all DLC. Insane. I'm so glad I actually finally played it. Resident Evil 1. Finally got to play the original. I got put off by it by the doors at first because of the fact it's such an old game, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But once you get into the swing of it, I actually decided to beat it twice because I enjoyed it that much.
Wow. Okay.
And
is there alternate story for that first one for Resident Evil? Like, do you have a new storyline playing back?
Well, you're just playing it from different perspectives. So you play it as either Claire. I think it's Claire. Playing as Claire? No, he's playing as Jill. You might be playing as Jill.
In the first one, you do. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
And then, Jill and Chris, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. It might not be Jill.
I haven't played one, so you were
Resident Evil fans going to come for me. Here we go.
I won't clip this. It's fine.
But you do get kind of different perspectives, and they have different mechanics. But really fun, great game, and you can kind of speedrun it once you've done it first time. And then Outer Wilds: Echoes of the Eye. I finally played the DLC. Honestly,
I didn't know there was DLC.
That's my number 1 game right now in terms of all the games I've played.
Outer Wilds.
That DLC is incredible.
Cool.
Incredible.
Okay.
And then before the next 3 as well, I just want to do one more shout out because it didn't make the list. Forza Horizon 6 didn't make the list.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay.
And I really, 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 really loved it, but Playground Games obviously developed this one, published by Xbox. And Japan is gorgeous, gameplay super smooth, audio design is insane in this game. The audio design is so good, the cars sound amazing, but I think FH4 is better.
And I think it's British bias.
Maybe, but I thought the story missions were a bit dull.
Yeah,
I thought the UI looked
super good. I'm just teasing.
I thought the UI was a bit sterile and not quite as. I don't know. I guess like artistic as I thought it would be based on a region, just based on Japan.
Yeah.
It again, they're nitpicks. So anyway, let's actually start off the top three. Sorry about that. Little
No,
tangent.
you're good. You're good.
My number 3 is my first game I ever streamed. Pokemon Pokopia.
Nice. Nice.
I had no idea this game was going to be this good. when I saw this revealed, I thought, God, this looks like a side game, a Pokemon side game. But no, yeah. So this was co-developed by Game Freak and Koei Tecmo's Omega Force. It's my first Switch 2 exclusive as well.
Nice.
And you basically, if you haven't played it, you play as a Ditto, which is a Pokemon that can transform into anything. They transform into a person, and your aim in the game is literally just to bring life back to this bleak world that's been, well, you don't know what's happened. You find out during the game, but you discover new Pokemon as you go through. I actually I enjoyed it more than an Animal Crossing. A lot of people compare it to Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, well, not the reason why they compare it, but the reason I prefer it is because the NPCs in this aren't just sitting around. You can actually bring them to different things and do different things. So like chop up wood, they'll build houses. Love it, man. This was such a good game.
Good.
So much fun.
It's one that Renee, my wife, put like 40 hours in the first 2 weeks that it launched.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just turned into like a whole second job. And I think that was right about when you were going to start streaming. And I remembered you talked about, it's like, oh, I think at one point you can fly, and you were like in your first or second stream. And I was like, buddy, you got a while before. I was like, do not count on having that ability anytime soon. But I'm so glad you love it.
So much fun. There's almost too much to do. Like my wife's playing at the moment. She's like, I'm so stressed.
Yeah.
Like I've got so much to do. And it's like, well, there is a lot to do. It does mean there's a lot of options though. But yeah, I really, really like this game.
Good.
More DLC comes. Yeah. Did you want me to jump on my number 2, or do you want to do your next game?
I'll do my game, because I think if we go back and forth, then it'll flow into our next topic nicely. I will go to a Switch 2, at least a timed exclusive as well. And I think this also, so this is not going to be like my most favorite to least favorite either, but I do think that this first game is my favorite game that I've played this year, which was a 2025 release. It's Hades 2. I didn't get to it on the Switch 2 until this year. I want to say it was a 6-month timed exclusivity window where it was on PC and the Switch 2 only. And so that's where I played it. It's like a $25 game. I feel like we're just at a run where these incredible indie games are coming out at such a low price.
Quality's so good on Hades 2 as well.
It's unbelievable. And I know like Silksong being $20, Hades 2 being like $25. I just picked up Mugenics on the Steam summer sale.
Oh, well played.
Also for like less than $20. And I know, granted, that there was a sale involved there, but still, it's not a terribly expensive game. I just feel like it's really cool to see indie games with the developer cachet to still back it up that are still choosing these low price points.
Yeah, man.
Mina the Hollower as well. Yacht Club games.
I need to pick that up.
You know what I mean? Like how prestigious is Yacht Club from Shovel Knight, and their next game is still $20. So I love that. But I think this is one of the best roguelikes ever made. Roguelikes don't always catch me, but I try a lot of them. But Super Giant just like speaks for themselves. I have played at least a little bit of every game that they've put out. I played a ton of Bastion, only a little bit of Transistor. I beat Pyre. I played a ton of Hades, but I didn't beat Hades. It kind of kicked my butt.
What?
Kind of kicked my butt. I like wasn't.
Oh wow!
I don't know. I guess I wasn't good yet, but like
That's surprising though.
Now I'm good.
You didn't beat Hades 1, but you went ahead and played Hades 2.
Yes,
crazy.
Because I knew I loved it, and like again that the price point is in such a place where it feels safe to try. You know, where it's like I know I like Hades. Hades is just hard. And it would have been, I don't know if I would have picked it up if it was $70, like just kind of like your not stereotypical, but your standard price point. Because it would be like, I respect this. I know I like Supergiant games, but Hades was hard, and Hades 2 was hard for a while. But man, I got to a point where it was just like, I'm just slapping around Kronos. It's like, just get out of my way. You're a chore. Like I got to get to the next thing, buddy. Like, and getting to that point from trying to beat Kronos for the very first time and how much stress I had, and like my heart is pumping like max adrenaline. Like I've used all my revives. I forget what they're called, but like
Yeah, yeah.
I got an extra one in my run. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. And then he has this move that if you're not ready for it, it's like an instant kill. Um and dude, that got me the first time, and I was like, I'm not.
Mm,
That's like it's Hades 1 all over again. I'm not gonna do it, But I stuck through it. I beat the game in 49 nights, where I like actually like rolled credits on it in 49 nights. I mean, it's like one of the greatest
Oh,
games of all time.
sorry, there's instant kill things in Hades too.
Yes. Oh, there's one in
Right,
Hades
well,
1.
to look forward to.
Yeah.
I thought there was. Okay.
You've been warned.
Maybe I'm getting.
You've been warned. But it feels like Hades 1 is Breath of the Wild and Hades 2 is Tears of the Kingdom, where it's just like
Cool.
you already know what you're getting into. You know the developer, you know the world that they've created, you know the systems that they've created, and they still manage to exceed your expectations. Like they still are showing you things that just like blow your mind. Even when you find all of the familiar formulas, it's just elevated in such a way that it's perfect. I mean, it's literally like I would describe that as a perfect game. There's a lot of games that I would give a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10 that I would include caveats with. Hades 2 is one that I could not nitpick. I have nothing.
You've not even spoke about the art direction or anything, like the voice acting.
Oh no.
So,
Yeah.
like, it's insane. Like the game is as a package is incredible.
Yes.
Like let alone the first game being incredible. I can't even imagine what Hades 2 is going to be
Yeah.
like when I finally get to it.
Yeah. And it plays great on the Switch too. Like can highly recommend playing it there. I know it's everywhere now. Were you going to pick it? Is it on Game Pass for you?
I'm going to play it on Game Pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That
I
it's on
actually
Game
have
Pass.
Hades 1 physical as well.
Ooh, nice.
So I can try and I'm going to try and finish that up again at some
Okay.
point. Like actually 100% it.
But at least I can at least speak for the Switch experience. It plays like a dream on the Switch too. Like the handheld experience is great. The TV experience is great. So the Switch 2 is such an impressive piece of hardware. I feel like you're really not losing anything playing it there versus on the Xbox or the PlayStation. And to your point, the art style is such that the fidelity performance element isn't really there because the art direction is in such a specific place where it doesn't require the best of the best.
It's not aiming for realism. So
yeah. So it doesn't really matter where you play it, but can highly recommend it on the Switch too. But yeah, so I think it's literally a perfect game. I enjoyed playing it so much this year. What I got?
What a one to start off with.
I know. Hit me with number 2.
Blimey.
What you got?
Right, my number 2 is one you couldn't bloody well finish. My number 2 is Mouse PI.
Wow. Okay, that's in your top 3.
Is indeed.
Okay.
So this game, when I first finished it, I was a bit like, oh, do you know what? I enjoyed it. It didn't stand out that much. But the more I've thought about it ever since, I'm like, no, do you know what? That game, Mouse PI High, was so much fun. So this was developed by Fumi Games, their debut game as well as a studio.
Awesome debut.
Published by PlaySide. So this is like a 1930s rubber hose boomer shooter where you play as so this is all if you haven't played it, but this is quite a well-known game. I feel like now in the Indiescape. Anyway.
I don't think we should ever talk about a game and assume that somebody's heard of it. It's kind of how I approach it. Like unless we're talking about GTA.
I was about to say anyway, GTA 5. Let's explain that.
If we're not talking about like GTA and Fortnite, I feel like we should just kind of assume that somebody hasn't heard of the game.
But in this game, you play as Jack Pepper, a PI. You're investigating branching different cases, and it's just super quirky. It's so much fun. It's black and white. As I said, 1930s art style, 2D characters in a 3D kind of cartoony world. The gameplay has so many different weapons. You'll be trogging through all these different enemies and different locales. I really loved it. And the main complaint I actually had was the fact you couldn't replay missions, but I guess what they've just added.
Oh, really?
Added.
Oh, good for them. That's a needed. It needs to be replayable. That's a great update. Great update.
I'm missing some side questing that's due, but you couldn't go back, and I was really a bit. I think that's probably what pissed me off a little bit when I finished it. I was like, oh, that's such a shame. And no, literally last week they were like, new drop.
Nice.
You can replay missions.
Nice.
So I actually went and finished it up last week.
Were you able to finish all the achievements then?
Yeah, I got it all
Okay.
done.
Cool.
So much fun.
Oh, that's so
So much
good.
fun.
I love that they listen to that feedback and drop that in, because I think it's really successful, right? Sold over 1 million
Yeah, I think it's
copies.
done really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so pleased, and I know that some outlets have been a bit harsh on it, but I think it's just such a good game for being a game. It's full
Yeah.
of charm. Troy Baker voicing Jack is
Yeah. Yeah,
great.
he does such a
The
good
voice
job.
acting in this game is great as well. Yeah, loved it.
They I think something I don't think you really mentioned, but I think the comedy in the game is brilliant. Like,
Yeah, the
they
comedy's
just
really good.
there's such a dedication to you being a mouse in a mouse's world, even if these mouses are like humanoid, like
Yeah,
alcohol
yeah.
is cheese, like they're cheese leggers, they're not bootleggers, so like they're leaning in on that
Mm,
1930s reference. Then there's great like classic video game references in the game as well. The one that my favorite that I found was RE2 reference, Resident Evil,
yes.
where you walk into the police department in Mouse PI, and it is welcoming Leon to the police
Yeah, it's
department
so good.
exactly like they do in Resident Evil 2, which is so cool that they
So
snuck stuff
cool.
in there. I never played the original Metal Gear Solid. The only one I've played is
Mm.
5. But Artemis, a friend of mine that was in the stream, the biggest Metal Gear Solid fan that I have ever met. He sniped right away. I want to say the crocodile boss that has like a Gatling gun
Oh.
apparently is the room, and that enemy type is like copy paste Metal
Oh.
Gear Solid, not in
Is
a
it- I mean, I've not played Metal Gear either, so
yeah, not in a plagiarism way, but like in a nod to these
the
developers like favorite
homage.
games. Yeah, which is really really cool that they snuck that stuff in there too. But I enjoyed the game. It's not it just I think I don't know how or when I want to talk about it, but I have found an interesting level. My interest in a game can wane when I'm only streaming it versus when I'm
Yeah,
playing it on my
and I
own time.
completely get that.
Yeah,
I
and so
found that with
it just did
Pocopia.
that.
Pocopia felt like that for a little bit
Yeah.
because I was a bit like, damn. The reason I persist because I started with Pocopia and Dan was like, "You're not going to finish it. You're not going to finish that on stream. It's such a long game." And the only
Especially
reason I
for your
mainly
first
persisted was
game.
I know, and I was like, "Do you know what? I'm doing this. F Dan, I'm doing this. I'm finishing this game." But I do get it. If you've played a game for like a month and you're like, "Do you know what? I want to try and play something else." It can be
Yeah.
hard to stream it. So
Yeah.
I do get that, man. But yeah, that's my number 2. Great.
Awesome.
I loved it. I really loved it.
Awesome. I'm so glad. My next game.
Mm.
I'll be curious if this hits your top 3 or not, but the next one I want to talk about is Resident Evil Requiem. I love Resident Evil. I have played the entire franchise aside from 0 and Code Veronica, but we're getting Veronica next year, so then I'm only down to having not touched 0.
Have you played Revelations?
1 and 2.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Nice.
I'm like, I even played the that god awful. What's it called? Operation Raccoon City. I even played that.
Okay, yep.
I even played that. So it's like I love Resident Evil. It's corny, it's goofy, but they're so fun, dude. And
not afraid to have fun.
yeah,
It's not, and I love that. It's a horror game, but it can be camp. It can be silly.
and they totally lean in on it, and everybody loves them for it. And I'm also in that camp. I also really appreciate Capcom because they seem to release Resident Evil games around my birthday. So I was able to take my birthday off and just stream this for like 5 straight hours, which was a great way to start this game. I balancing the first person with Grace and the third person with Leon, I think was fantastic. Really, my only critique with the game is that I think each of them have a section where you play as that character for too long.
Okay, yeah.
Like Grace has one particular area. I think it was the hospital. I'm like 5 months removed from it now, so my memory's a little hazy on it. I felt like I maybe spent a little bit too much time in the hospital with Grace and a little bit too much time in the city as Leon.
Mm-hmm.
But playing as both of them is great, and I think they really make you feel like you need to survive as Grace, and they make you feel like an action star with Leon. Like, just did such a great job with both.
Such a good balance, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love that. That's such a good way to build a game.
and I give them huge props for doing both in one game, because I think 7 and 8 were fantastic and welcome entries in the franchise. Like, it was not it was bold of them to try, and I think it really paid off. Yeah. But it was nice to see that like the remakes have done so well, right? 2, 3, and 4 are remakes are critically really well received, sold really well. So like there's still a hunger for that third person action. And so I give Capcom massive props for appealing to both audiences with one game. I thought it was just a really, really awesome achievement. And I look forward to Veronica next year, but I hope we do something. I would like to see some character development with Grace because I didn't love Grace. I felt
I need
like,
to play it.
is that going to be a stream game for you? Maybe. I thought you were already playing it, so that's. I guess I was like, oh, I wonder if this is in your top 3. But I guess you've been playing.
I haven't played it at all.
You've been playing 7.
Yeah, I finished 7 and it's DLC.
Yeah, you just finished streaming this week.
I've been waiting to play 8. I need to play 8 and then I want to play 9.
Okay, I will say you don't need to play 8 to play 9.
No, I know.
Since you just finished
like
7,
in the order.
Yeah, you're in the Ethan storyline now, so I totally understand that. But I cannot recommend Requiem enough. If you have not played a Resident Evil game, I would recommend playing 2 and 4 remakes before getting into 9. I think it would hinder your experience going in blind. Not a ton, like not so much that you would not enjoy the game, but I think you would really benefit from playing those 2 games first. Obviously, there's 9 mainline entries and at least half a dozen spin-off games. I would not say that you need to play all of that, but I would recommend playing 2 and 4 before jumping into 9.
You get to know Leon as well if you play those games.
Which I think is important because you're really. Definitely. Even as Grace, you're living in Leon's world in that game, essentially.
Yeah.
Without giving spoilers, I think that's that's the easiest way.
Also, like it's kind of reminiscent. It kind of pedals back a little bit to RE2, doesn't it? In certain aspects.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you are playing as a new protagonist, but you're playing in an old protagonist world, and so I think you would benefit from having some context clues there for sure.
Nice pick.
That's 2.
Very nice pick.
What's your 2?
I will play it. 2. This is my number 1 now. We're on to number 1.
I've done because you're doing it that way. Yeah.
My number 1.
Okay.
The most controversial game of the year. Mixtape is my number 1. 2026 release right now.
Okay.
So this was developed by Beethoven and Dinosaur, who made Artful Escape.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy the Artful Escape that much.
Oh, but Mixtape is your favorite game that you played this year.
Okay, man. Yeah,
love it.
So with Mixtape, you follow 3 friends. It's kind of like their final night together. So you're reminiscing a lot about memories and things like that. But the way the game's built is it's got a curated soundtrack that's kind of like chapters in a book. You're constantly playing through different scenarios with different soundtrack, like different musical tracks. It's just killer. So different, so much fun. It's about 3 hours long, if maybe 4 hours, maybe even a bit less if you kind of speed run it. Art direction is brilliant. It's got kind of stop motion-y animation with frame rates, painterly textures. The animations are brilliant. The characters are so much fun to be around. And I think, because one of the big things with this game is there's not enough gameplay. There's not enough gameplay to be good. I'm sorry, I've seen so many people saying like, "Oh, you're just flicking a button for 3 hours." You're not. You're actually not. You have so many different things going on. You're skateboarding down a hill. You're cleaning up your camp area, like your little hub space you have with your friends. There's traversing through a retail shop whilst I think you're drunk or high or something like that. There's also like they've got third person segments where you're exploring like this this abandoned dinosaur can't get the words out, dinosaur theme park.
Okay.
And it's like from playing that, you're like, they could have easily have just made this a third person game where you're like going around exploring things because it's so well fleshed out. But they didn't. They don't want to do that. They want you to play something really short and honed in.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I love this, man.
That's like games are still art, you know? Like it's not every game is in the ball and gun category, you know? And there's real value in that. And I know that I don't want to linger on it because it's already been talked about enough, but there's just so many video game layoffs right now. And I feel like it detracts so much from video games getting to be art. And like,
Yeah.
I still love the ball and gun games. Like I do. Like I play Fortnite every week with my family, you know, like I'm locked in on that stuff, but I still want those kinds of experiences that like still make you feel something. Like Fortnite doesn't make me
Yeah.
feel something. It's a silly game that I play with my family. It's like our weekly phone call, basically, right? But I want to see that stuff. And I think of South of Midnight as well, you know,
Yeah.
where it's just it's important that video games get to still be art when they want to be art. Like it's you are still playing the game, even if you're not in Gears of War cover style shooter chainsawing somebody. Like it's still a game. So I think that
It'd be such
conversation
a
is
boring
tiring.
world if you just constantly read books about war.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or watch
how
movies
depressing would
about
that be?
war.
Yeah, or something like, I want to try different stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, as you say, I've got a Juggernaut machine behind there. I love COD Zombies.
Yeah.
Love it. And I've loved COD so much as a kid and growing up. Mixtape, though, like, I don't know, man. This is all about being in the 90s as well. I didn't grow up in the 90s, you know, I was born right at the end of it. I didn't get to grow up in it, but it really harkens back to your teenagehood, this game. Like going to naughty underage drinking parties, but also like just being young and discovering yourself, and your relationship with your parents and stuff. This game's great. I really loved it. If you don't like it, I get it. I really do get it. Like it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Art's subjective. Not everybody likes the same thing. Yeah, totally.
I think the argument about it not being a game is a bit daft. I think there's definitely enough here for it to be classed as a game.
Yeah.
It's interactive. It may not have like a death screen and stuff like that.
It doesn't have to. Doesn't need to. Yeah.
No, so that's my number one. I loved it.
I'm so glad.
And my wife loved it. We played together and she loved watching it. So
yeah. I think even like you mentioned the 90s, like I was born in the 90s, but I mean, I was 7 when we hit the new millennia. You know what I mean? So like I don't have the experience that like they're trying, because it's being a teenager in the 90s. But I think regardless of when you grew up, like you were still a teenager, you know, so you're gonna find some sort of lived experience, I think, that you can relate to in this. I think there was a movie with Haley Steinfeld that I loved, and Woody Harrelson. I think it's called The Edge of 17. It's just a fantastic coming of age story. Like I like you will find something to relate to because you've had that experience. Unless you're trying to play this game and you're 10, and I don't think a 10-year-old would like this game. So,
it's like someone else said, I've seen so many comments on this game. Someone said, "Oh, the dialogue's cringy," and like. They're teenagers. What do you expect,
dude? You don't.
What do you want?
Yeah,
you want them to have sophisticated conversations. What do you mean?
Go back and look at your Facebook statuses when you were a teenager and come back to me. You know what I mean?
That's such a good thing to say.
Feel free to share those posts online. I won't. I'm not proud of teenager Dan. You know. So that's silly, but I'm so glad you loved it.
You need to play it, dude. It's great.
I will for sure. It speaks to me. It's just as we'll get to.
And it's short, as I said. Nice
the backlog is endless. Yeah, and you're right. And I really should, because it's a shorter game, I should pick it up sooner than later, because I'm always craving a shorter experience, and I just find myself playing a longer one instead. And then I'm always
in an evening or two.
Yeah, which is super valuable. Before we go into my final game, I will tease for you that my final favorite game that I have played this year is actually the game that Will and I are reviewing, which is No Rest for the Wicked. A game that has been on my radar for a 1.0 release, because I typically don't play early access games. And I was psyched when the most recent PlayStation showcase that they were showing off 1.0, which I thought was strange because I knew it was a PC only title because it was in early access. But then that came with that announcement that 1.0 is this year and it's also coming to console. So I put out for a review code, assuming that I would get a review code for 1.0 if I got anything. And I got the early access code like 2 days after I applied. I was like, oh my God. I mean, sure, I'll dive in now. Absolutely. Like I love Moon Studios. So like I wasn't going to say no. And after we got some heat online for our podcast clips, I was like, let me reach out. Let me see if we can play this game together, because anytime a video finds the bad side of the internet, I get to remember like the cool stuff that I get to do as a
Yeah.
content creator. It's like, let me pull Will into that. Let me give him that experience, and was so psyched at how quickly they responded. So I'm
So
a
kind as well.
massive shout out to 1PR for being quick on my key
Thank you.
and Will's key. Like so cool. Like I was just, we'd love the opportunity to talk about co-op. I linked the podcast. It was like we talked about the 1.0 release, and immediately they were like, absolutely, here you go. So like, thank you for that. And
Really
thank you to Moon
kind.
Studios as well. Huge fan of
Definitely.
Moon Studios. I know you've played the Ori games as well.
The Ori games are in my like games.
They're unreal. So it's like such
Will
a
of the Wisp was the first game to make me cry. So there you go.
such a tough game, dude.
That's
Such a tough game.
Ending.
Yeah. But so it's like an absolute honor to be able to play their next game, and also to be able to play it with you. So just thank you to both parties. Before we dive into that, because my favorite game, we're just going to do the review for No Rest for the Wicked. But before we do that, I said that I would include the community that reached out for their gaming report cards for the year. So I'm going to hit Threads first, because Threads is my personal favorite place to talk about video games. So I am going to loop in my dear friend Cognitive Clips, who gave me. So when I reached out online, it was give me one of each of these categories. Give me your favorite game you've played this year. Give me the first game that needs to come off your backlog, and give me your most anticipated game for the rest of the year. So that's the prompt that I will share with you all. So my dear friend Cognitive Clips, his favorite game that he played this year, it's Mio.
Whoa!
A game that's gorgeous that Will is streaming right now. Actually, he didn't plug. Would you like to plug your Twitch stream? You said that you were streaming, but give
playing Mio. You can plug that. That's Dusty Vine on Twitch.
Yeah, Dusty.
I'm playing Mio. Yeah, it's great.
When are you playing Mio?
Tuesdays and Thursdays now. I'm going one game at a time now.
Okay.
For a while.
7:30.
7:30
British Standard Time.
BST, so British Standard Time. Yeah.
I was like, I kind of assumed the B was British, but I was going to internalize that. But devastating that studio shut down, because it's a gorgeous looking game. Especially if you're Metroidvania. Yeah. The first game. Yeah. First game that needs to come off his backlog is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because I know he's been getting into the Final Fantasy VII remake since it's come over to the Switch, because I know the Switch is popular in his household.
Oh,
His most
spend more than 50 hours in it.
We won't talk about that. His most anticipated game for the rest of the year is Control Resonant, and I think that's going to be.
You know, that's what I always forget about.
Yeah, I do too. I'm really bad about it, because like I love Control, I loved Alan Wake 2, I loved Alan Wake 1 as well.
So good.
But yeah, so great list.
I think it's almost the what was that game? Deathloop. It's definitely the effect.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I've seen it a lot.
Yeah,
I feel like I keep seeing Control Resonant a lot, and I'm
you almost take it for granted.
I don't need to see anymore.
Yeah, just give me the game. Yeah, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon. So great list from Cognitive Clips. My friend Neo Aoshi, his favorite game that he's played this year, Pokopia. His first game that needs to come off his backlog, Persona 5. And his most anticipated game for the rest of the year, he also said Control Resonant, but he threw in Onimusha as well.
Oh.
Picks. Game Huntress. Her favorite game is Dark Souls 3. She said waiting to finish it because it's so good and I don't want to say goodbye yet, which is real. I've done that for a couple games. I used to be really bad about doing that with shows. I wouldn't watch the series finale of a show that I was obsessed with.
You're one of those people.
Yeah, I didn't want to say goodbye. I did that with Sons of Anarchy. I did not watch the last 2 episodes of Sons of Anarchy for years. For years I put it off because I just didn't want it to end. The first game she would like to come off her backlog is Final Fantasy 16, a game that I also need to get to. And her most anticipated game, a lot of people had a hard time choosing their most anticipated. I got a lot of double responses for this one. But she had Phantom Blade Zero and the Ocarina of Time remake.
Nice, great picks.
Yes. Use 39, their favorite game they played this year, Mixtape. First game that needs to come off their backlog, Cyberpunk 2077. Literally no better time to play Cyberpunk 2077. Have you just finished Witcher? Did you play Cyberpunk? Uh-oh.
We talking about that later?
Are we talking about that later?
We are talking about that later.
We can talk about it later. And then their most anticipated game for the rest of the year, Control Resonant. A lot of Control Resonant most anticipated.
I love this.
So great to see a bunch of people not say
man.
GTA 6. And like I GTA 6 is going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like
There's
so
no hate
nice,
it.
not at all, but so nice to see that it's not taking all of the oxygen out of the rest of the year like I expected it to. That's all I mean by it.
Like
so
it's taking it out of November. But it's a Goliath, for such a Goliath to be there. You kind of think, oh, a lot of these people will be saying GTA 6.
Yeah, almost like a response that I could just scroll past. Yeah, and I don't have to, which is great. Bud Starved, friend of mine, his favorite game that he played this year is Cairn. I had fun with the gameplay, but the story evolves in a really interesting way. I love that developer. I hope I get their name right. I believe it's the Game Bakers. But the first game that Renee and I played together was one of their games. It's called Haven, and it was a sci-fi romance story, kind of Romeo and Juliet vibes, a little bit, but brilliant co-op gameplay between the partners, because it's kind of turn-based, but kind of not, and it actually requires you to have a conversation with your partner that you're playing the game with, because you trade offense and defense, but each of the players are shielding the other one for defense. And so it would be like you would go into offense and then you'd have to charge your attack for a little while. So then the other person would have to like literally prompt to move in front of the other player. So it like literally required my wife and I to have a conversation about how we were going to do combat, which was really cool and just a very interesting world. So
nice. I'll have to look into that.
So I love them. It's a simple game, but it's a great game, and I'm so glad that Cairn is doing well for them. Their next title.
I really want to play that.
Yeah. First game that needs to come off his backlog is Mina the Hollower. That's hard to get in the mindset of an older style game, so it hasn't clicked with him yet. That's actually what appeals to me, but I totally understand.
Interesting to hear why someone's put it off though.
Yeah, for sure. And then his most anticipated for the rest of the year is Wolverine. He said, I'm most interested to see what it's actually like playing minute to minute. He and I had a very good conversation after our Wolverine clip went out about Wolverine. He and I have been connected for a while, and he had a lot of thoughtful stuff to say about the accuracy to the comics as opposed to the films.
Cool. Which is something I wasn't aware of.
Sure. Absolutely. Totally.
Very naive to the character. So.
It's just a different world, you know? But yeah, playing with the binaries, playing in the binaries, my friend Jordan said his favorite game that he has played this year is Ghost of Yote. The first games that need to come off his backlog are both Final Fantasy VII remakes that are available, Remake and Rebirth.
Oh, big time.
And then his most anticipated game is called Virtue and a Sledgehammer, which he also wrote about. He is working with Pixelbyte now he has a writing credit for that game. So I will find his article and I will link it in the YouTube video. Jordan is a great writer. The Crossover Appeal, his newsletter that he does, and he's been a longtime friend. So I will link his article in the YouTube video when we get there. I've got two more for you, and then we'll get into our review. 80 Hazard said his favorite game that he's played this year is 007 First Light. First game that needs to come off his backlog, Final Fantasy Rebirth. A lot of Final Fantasy VII on this list, too.
There is a lot of Final Fantasy there.
And then his most anticipated as a tie, again, Control Resonant and Blood of the Dawnwalker.
Blood of the Dawnwalker looks sick.
Yeah, had some good previews recently, too.
But I'm not seeing a lot about it, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. So I'll be curious. I'll be curious. Yeah. And then the last one, my friend Kyle the Do, favorite game that he's played, Cairn. Another nod out to Cairn. First game that needs to come off his backlog is Pragmata, which is a game that I'm hoping to get to very soon. And then most anticipated, Control Resonant or Final Fantasy Resonance, which is the 2.5D pixel game that's coming out. The first 2D Final Fantasy game in like 20 some years. First new one. So super, super cool. Okay, that's all our Threads responses. Thank you so much to everybody on Threads for sharing your favorite games with us this year.
We
are going to move in to the last game that I played this year that cracked my top 3 and is our first review game for the podcast. All right, No Rest for the Wicked. give you a quick overview here. We already talked about it's made by Moon Studios, who made Ori. I forget the subline for the first game, but Ori Will of the Wisp, and then
Blind Forest.
Blind Forest.
Ori
Thank
and
you.
the Blind Forest.
Thank you. A fantastic Metroidvania games. If you have not played them, cannot recommend them to you enough. I think Moon Studio has such a unique, it's their art style when you see it. It's gorgeous. Such beautiful games. No Rest for the Wicked is a radically different kind of game. This is an action RPG with Souls-like combat. So when you think of the Souls-like element, to me, that's you lose your experience points when you die and you have to go rush to reclaim them. I think that's kind of your staple Souls-like experience. You do not have to do this in it, but I think that it does have, I think describing it as Souls-like combat while still being an action RPG is very appropriate. Do you feel that way?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Story-wise, we play as a Serum, a nameless character, but it's more of a lineage, I think you could say. A holy warrior that arrives in this world to put a stop to a plague called the Pestilence that has not been seen for 1,000 years. When we arrive on the shores of this world, the Pestilence it's a plague, but it's also a mutation. It kind of turns people and creatures into horrific monsters and is infectious. So the world that we are coming into is not in good shape. We are one of the last Serum that are able to. The sole purpose of the Serum is to fight the Pestilence that has not been seen. Now it's here. High level thoughts for me, and then I'll kick it off to you, Will. It's just we're kind of taking in like my favorite game that I played as well for this year. I think this is a contender. Like I would love to see this in the Game of the Year conversation. I think the action RPG with Souls-like combat, we are seeing a lot right now. It's borderline oversaturated, but I think that No Rest for the Wicked does it in a way that stands on its own. And I think combining this art style with the way that they have tuned this combat, and also the way that they make it feel like you're exploring, in just like you would in a From Software game. It's checking so many boxes for me. I'm really enjoying it. The loot is great because it's not a loot pool like it would be in Elden Ring, and your mileage may vary there. When you're finding an item in Elden Ring, it's predetermined for the most part, unless you might get a random one-off from an enemy, but for the most part, when you open a chest, when you find something hidden in the world, you're supposed to get a specific thing. A little bit of, like I said, a little bit of variation when you're just killing like mob enemies. Sometimes you might get a random drop. It's not that way in this. I would describe this more as a Diablo loot style. And also you have the top-down camera like you would associate with Diablo. But yeah, I think this is going to be one of the better games that comes out this year. I think the challenge is going to be on Moon Studios to market this as a new release so that people aren't. That's my big fear, is that people have heard about this game already for 2 years and the 1.0 doesn't move the needle. But I will say, did see them make an announcement within this last week. Again, we are recording on July 11th. But I did see this week that they just announced a new sales milestone. So I think they were at 1.8 million when the showcase announced. They are now over the 2 million mark. So they are getting new eyes, and that's just for the PC release, and that's just for early access. And I feel like those two things can be obstacles for people. They are obstacles for me, where I would usually.
This is one for me, yeah.
I will usually avoid early access because I want to see what they do. Like I waited on Hades 2. I knew that was playable beforehand, but I wanted to see what Supergiant had and what they had as a masterpiece. But even this in early access, I think it rocks. Where are you at on it? Give me like your high level thoughts before we kind of get nitty gritty.
I feel like you wrote so many more high level thoughts than I did. I've literally written incredibly good. I can't wait for full release, and that's all I wrote for my high level thoughts.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to unfortunately put as many hours as you got to put in. I put around 15 hours, so
I'm at 25. So you're not
into it.
I mean, I'm further than you, but I think 15 hours is plenty to speak on this. So we can for obviously we've already disclosed that we received these copies for free. That's important to mention. But I think think you having 15 hours in it is plenty, especially with us being in
You in
early
progress.
access. Yeah. So
Yeah.
take that information with us however you want to. I technically haven't finished the early access myself. There is only a set amount of story available to us, but
Mm,
Will having 15 hours in the game. I have about 25 hours in the game.
I'm sure we'll talk about it again once it hits 1.0 anyway. We'll come back
For
to it
sure.
and
For sure.
have like a re-review
Ooh.
thing.
Ooh, I like it.
I think we should. Because I am definitely coming back to this.
Yeah.
This game.
Yes.
This is super good. This is kind of incredible coming from Moon Studios. Not because anything Moon Studios did before, as we spoke about, was bad. What they did before was incredible.
Mhm.
But there was no humans in Ori,
Yeah.
in the Ori games.
Yeah.
They've done humans so well in this. The art style, the way they're animated, the voice acting.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Voice acting is
this
awesome. And like the emotion in the cutscenes. The cutscenes are
good.
incredible.
These cutscenes are so good,
Like,
so well,
yeah.
so well put together and everything. Yeah, high level thoughts in terms of because we can dive a bit more into how we feel about
Yeah.
what we love and what we don't like, but this should be up there as a game of the year contender. I'm obviously haven't put it in my list of things I played this year. It's kind of hard to put it in there when I've only put 15 hours in.
That's fair.
And when it's in early access, I'd kind of want a full game to be able to say that's in my top experience.
Yeah.
Of the year.
That's fair.
For
me, I'm including it in the top 3 because I literally think about this game every single day.
Man,
I am at a point where I am trying to figure out if there is something that I can sell in my home to afford a Steam Deck so I can play it more. Like like that. That's literally where I am locked in on this game right now. I'm like,
you could sell your house and get a Steam machine.
Oh God, yeah, and get the red ring of death on it. I don't know if you've
play
seen
on
that.
The streets.
Yeah. Ugh. Like that's literally where I'm at. I'm like, what tech do I have in my house that I'm not using so that I can sell it to afford a Steam Deck so I can play this game more? Like that's my high level thoughts right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's well, if you had short high level notes, then let me kick it off to you.
Very
like
short.
get nitty gritty with me. Like, what did you love about this game?
Okay, I will literally just go through everything I've written here.
Hit me.
So, I've already kind of jumped on it a little bit. I've mainly spoke about characters, but this art direction is sublime.
Mhm.
Like actually insane. Character designs are incredibly well done. They're unique. I actually love the fact they're slightly out of proportion. Like the arms are quite long, it seems.
The body proportions are a little strange.
I really like that.
You end up not noticing it. I
charm.
think outside of the character customization.
It gives it like a distinct personality. I think.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting in the game, it like floods the streets.
Yeah.
And reflects on these painted
It's so pretty
textures. It's so nice, man. Such a beautiful game. The sound design again is super atmospheric. Like when you pair it with the soundtrack, I don't know. There's something about this game's soundscape. It's brutal. It's this like there's so much despair, but there's also like hope with the soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, the story is intended to be. I mean, you're entering a dark world, but like you are the hope. You know, and so I think that does translate. Like they are looking to you. Like people might have different opinions on the serum, but they know that the serum is here to help.
You're here for a reason.
You have this plague called the pestilence that, like, even though it hasn't been seen for 1,000 years, people know what it is and they know what the serum are supposed to do.
Yeah. And the last couple of things I've written was just that the voice acting is a treat. I'm dyslexic, so whenever a game has voice acting, I will take it. I will take it. But the voice acting here is really, really good.
Yeah.
Again, considering Moon Studios haven't done a game with humans in,
the
humans are incredibly well animated and very well voiced.
And we didn't really have cutscenes in Ori, so I think that
no, not really. No.
Yeah, I mean, like you would have animated segments, but you would still be in game.
Not from a different perspective.
You know what I mean?
It'd be always from that same perspective. I'm pretty sure.
For sure.
Maybe apart from the intro or the outros, I think.
Okay.
Gameplay's tight and punishing, but that's good. Yeah. I'm just not very good at these type of games. That's why it's taking me probably a while to get through it. And I really like the town building and gathering of items.
Yeah.
Really cool. I wasn't expecting that as well.
No.
I kind of went in quite blind.
Yeah.
Because I remember when they announced this game, I was like, this looks sick. And it was like, early access PC. I was like, well, I don't have a PC, so I can't play it.
Yeah.
Now I have a PC, now I can play it. And it's so on my radar for when it's 1.0 comes out.
Yes. Yeah. And so we know that 1.0 is coming out in October, but we do not have a concrete date when in October. I
No,
do
sure.
think October is an excellent time for this game,
Great.
and it will be something that we talk about in our next podcast episode. But I think it is one that can sit close to GTA without it. It.
So glad it's not September.
Yes, for sure. I think October is the right spot for if this game is coming out this year. I think October is the right spot to put it out.
Cool.
And a creepy kind of nasty game too. You can get a little bit of that horror fix. I think certainly in certain
definitely.
areas for sure it can be very intense.
It can be grotesque in this game. I think
Yeah.
it can be quite brutal.
Yes,
what did you
the pestilence is done. Pestilence is done really well. My first note that I put in the show notes is almost everything. is what I loved about this game. The first thing I do want to touch on is the combat. And I think, much like you said, it's incredible how well they designed these humans, considering the last two games that they had don't have humans in them. They made Souls-like combat that is so satisfying. It's so good. It has
satisfying.
The hits that you're giving and the hits that you're receiving have real weight to them. Like it's very crunchy combat in a good way. Like when you're trying to hit a parry, or when you're trying to hit, like you're just trying to sneak one swing in on a boss before they knock you across the room. Like every hit matters, whether you're the one dishing it out or the one receiving it. And it's super satisfying in that way. To your point.
Sorry, just quickly touching back to as well. You now I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? What were we talking about before? Sorry, we were talking about the gameplay and the mechanic. Oh yeah, touching back to respawning.
Yeah,
and how you don't actually lose XP points. Oh, I love
very
that.
Nice. I
love that.
It takes out so much of the frustration if you are hitting an area that maybe you're not leveled appropriately for, or maybe you're just having a hard time with the boss. You're only taking durability damage on your gear when you die. And it's not that big of a deal to get it repaired, in my opinion. I think if you're doing enough exploration and looting, you will find yourself with enough money to repair your gear whenever you need to.
At first, I thought that's going to be a ball ache a bit, and then I realized actually no, it's not.
No.
This actually it makes it so much better. I don't want to lose XP.
Yeah,
I mean, it not saying that's not good for other games, but it's nice to have something different.
For sure,
it's a good take. Take.
Yep. So that's the first thing. I think the combat is fantastic. I actually, Will, I should have asked you, what style of combat are you doing? Are you melee focused? Are you ranged focused? Are you magic focused? Like what's your kind of loadout?
I am big sword man.
Big sword man. Love it.
I am heavy AF.
Love it.
I am going in for one hit swings really.
Oh, okay.
I've got no projectiles at all.
Okay.
I literally just whack and slash and run.
Nice.
At a very slow speed.
Yeah.
That's probably why it's taken a while as well. But that's where I'm at really with it. What about you?
So I normally play exactly that way. Like I'm either a two-handed sword guy or I'm a sword and shield guy. This is the first fantasy RPG where I'm using magic like consistently. Like when you and I played together during your first couple hours, I was using a two-handed staff and I was using fire magic. And I would really encourage people, if you are like me and normally you're like, I don't mess with magic, like I like to be in on the action. I do too, but magic is really good in this game. I think you will benefit greatly in combat from having some sort of ranged capabilities, whatever you want that to be. So there is a lightning focus, an ice focus, a fire focus, and a plague focus. I think those are your four elements that you can do magic wise. I am loving lightning. You'll slowly build up like these elemental meters and they do different things. So like if you're filling up your ice meter, then you get frozen in place. If you're filling up your fire meter, you catch on fire. But for lightning, when you fill that up, it chains to other enemies and starts building their lightning up. And I think that's very satisfying. I really enjoy that synergy because it kind of gives you some AoE abilities when you are normally one-on-one focused. So I'm describing myself as a battle mage. I am in heavy armor with a shield and I am using a wand, which is like your one-handed magic weapon. And I am just hitting people with lightning. And then I also infused the wand with a lightning rune so that if I do have to get up close, I am still dealing lightning damage to you. And
Nice.
all of my gear has something to either it increases my shock buildup, it does more lightning damage, I get a speed boost if someone is shocked. Like I have this like crazy
My God,
lightning
man.
magic synergy. It is singing. It is singing. I am loving that so much. So the combat's fantastic. The
Nice.
loot pool, like I kind of like what I was just saying, is great. I think there's a great variety of armor and weapons for whatever you are interested in. If you want to be the two-handed sword guy, there's tons of two-handed swords with different skill requirements, different kinds of magic. So like I have the one-handed wand so that I can still carry a shield, but there's two-handed staffs that do different things. The pool is so wide, and from light, medium, and heavy armor, you have so many options in this game, which I think is great. I mentioned that my gear has a lightning synergy to it. There is an enchantment system in this game that is a RNG system, and maybe your mileage varies on the RNG system, but I think it's helpful for a loot grind in this kind of game, where you can enchant gear and you will get a set of random stats. So I was trying to find gear that was comparable to what I had, and I would enchant it to see if I could get any more lightning perks, and I would just sell it if I didn't have it. And again, your mileage may vary with that, but like I would light up anytime comparable gear for me got a new shock thing. It's like, oh, let's go. I'm Thor over here. It was super fun. The world is gorgeous, like we already said.
Yep.
Art design is incredible, but I really am impressed with the world design in this game. You will, when you find a shortcut, it feels just like you're playing Elden Ring or Dark Souls. Like it's really satisfying.
Feel that Metroidvania though. You can feel the Metroidvania roots in it as well.
It's definitely comparable. Actually, I
Kind of
didn't think about that at all.
Yeah,
it feels the same way. I never made the Metroidvania
really cool
connection there. You're so right. You're so right. But it's so satisfying when that stuff, when you find it, it's meaningful when you find those shortcuts. It makes the world. The world is huge. Yes, the world is huge. But when you can make those little connections to make it just a little bit smaller, it takes out some of it removes any feeling of being overwhelmed in the world. I think
painful runbacks as well.
Yeah, yes, because it's a little tricky to get the fast travel points. I don't know if you ever did. You ever invest?
Yes, they are a bit tough.
Yeah, did you ever invest?
I've done it on one.
Okay, I ended up not realizing that was a system until pretty late in my play.
We have to sacrifice stuff for it, so
yes. But you can sacrifice like anything, which is helpful.
Yeah.
So at one point I literally had 200 mushrooms in my inventory. I didn't need 200 mushrooms in my inventory. So I just started throwing those at the fast travel points. I was just picking stuff up, man. I just want the loot.
200 mushrooms? That's what you've been doing for 25 hours. You're picking up mushrooms.
Yeah. That's why I can't finish games.
Love that.
I'm just picking mushrooms. But so the world design is fantastic. I don't want to spoil things, but I will tell you the sewers. Did you get to dive into the sewers, Will?
I haven't yet, no.
Okay. The level design in the sewers blows my mind. That was the area where I started being like, what can I sell to get a Steam Deck? How can I play this game more?
Wow.
Because it was just what you do in there in terms of progression and your shortcuts. It's dude, I like have chills now. I have goosebumps on my arms right now. Wow. It's just like I don't want to give it away, but if you are playing this game, please get to the sewers. It's a level 15 area, so you don't have to put a super big chunk of time in there, but you do eventually have to get there for the story. And it just blows me away, man. I thought it was so smart.
It's interesting you say that, because I kind of felt like with the ball skin area, the area that's like dominated by ball skin, it's like the quarry mining. I kind of felt it there. Like
it's really good
like,
there too.
You're kind of starting off very flat, but then you're going up layers on layers on layers, and then you're in different like biomes. And
yes,
as you say, the world design, and even like the city in this game.
Sacrament is really cool.
Build it up.
Yes, that's the last thing I want to touch on is Sacrament, because you mentioned the building mechanic. I do want to dive into that a little bit. Your hub city, your like home base is called Sacrament. And that's kind of where the story unfolds. You're supposed to get to Sacrament at the beginning of the game, and that plan is quickly derailed. And that's kind of how your prologue is then getting to Sacrament and really getting into the story. Sacrament is not in a good place. The pestilence has not been kind to the city. The years just in general have not been kind to the city. But you actually get to like physically build the town back up in such a cool
So
way.
cool.
How much have you dived into that, Will?
I've done bits and bobs. I've built some staircases and a lift and some shop stuff. Nothing insane. I bought a house. I put some bits in there as well.
Okay.
It's it's going to be great though.
Yeah.
I can't wait to dive in more into it.
the My favorite part with it is the vendors. When you get
Mm,
in, everybody's just kind of, they have like these little tents or these booths
yes.
where they may not even have anything at all. In the case of
No,
the
just on
tailor,
the street basically.
yeah, the tailors like is these sisters. They're literally just on the street in a
Nice.
ruined building, and you can invest with this building. I forget the character's name, but there's a builder in town where, while you're picking up mushrooms and other things, you can invest in this city. And so it's like
Mm.
you get the tailor to level 1 and it literally rebuilds their home. And then as you get them to level
Oh,
2, it expands the amount of things at the crafting stations that they have. So you go from a tanning rack to then also having a spinning wheel. And so then you can
yeah.
start doing more stuff. But as you're leveling up the buildings, they're getting bigger, they're getting nicer. And it's like the city literally changes around you. I made the connection with Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is a game
Mm.
that I loved, where you go to Ezio's home, and his home is also not in a good state. And over the course of the game, kind of invest and build the city back up, and it's a really really satisfying mechanic. I have almost everything at level 3.
Oh wow.
In
You have
addition,
been grinding, my friend.
I've been picking stuff up, man. That's what I've been doing.
Mushrooms. Those mushrooms are doing
Uh-huh.
work.
I'm chopping trees. I'm hitting rocks. I'm picking up mushrooms. I'm locked in on this game. So yeah, it's great.
Stuff.
Yeah. Now, be so curious because I don't have your notes, Will. Let's get into what you didn't love about No Rest for the Wicked.
Not much, really.
That's
There's not
good.
much I didn't
Yeah,
love.
okay.
I've got a couple of things.
Yeah.
So I feel like it might be a little open ended. It doesn't really. When you look at the quest, there isn't a particular quest that you should be following.
Oh,
There isn't a
okay.
main quest,
Mhm.
and I'd quite like there to be one main quest and then some like side quests, just
Okay.
so I know. Okay, that's the main story.
Yeah.
Again, really small nitpick.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, go on. I thought you were going to say something.
I was, and then I was going to let you cook.
Cool.
I was agreeing with you
Nice,
with
okay.
that. I think with the sewers, I felt like the story, it makes you feel like you should go to the sewers earlier than you should, and where you
Yeah,
should
okay.
actually be going is the quarry.
Yes.
And then you should be taking a break from the quarry to go back to the sewers, because you'll find yourself the different regions have different level requirements, and so I was just agreeing with you that
That's what I wrote.
the story quest can
Yeah.
kind of lead you astray a little bit and could cause some frustration early if you're not ready for the challenge.
Because there isn't a main quest, you can discover areas where you're underleveled.
Yeah.
And it can be a bit of a pain to then realize I need to then walk away from this and try and find what mission is actually
Yeah.
my level. Because I don't think the missions don't actually say what level you need to be.
The missions do
That's
not.
what
Yeah,
I
you
thought.
only see
No.
that when you're in the regions. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the fact that chests just respawn items in areas.
Just
So like
respawn items.
if you go back to somewhere, if you go after you've turned the game off and you go back to somewhere,
Mhm.
the chest will be full again with stuff.
Oh,
And to
yes.
me, I feel like you're then not leaving a mark on the world. Like,
Okay.
Because you're kind of just rediscovering loot.
Yeah,
Nitpick.
that's a fair nitpick.
Fog of War disappearing. Like you still have the map uncovered, but the Fog of War disappears.
That is
I kind of
weird.
want to see where I've been.
Yeah.
I want to know where I've been, so I know I'm not retreading, because it can be confusing. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
massive world.
Yeah.
And the one last thing was the fact that I wasn't keen on the fact when we played multiplayer, we were
Mhm.
sharing loot.
Yes.
I kind of wish we were getting our own unique things.
Yes.
Because you could then come to my realm, open a chest, get the stuff out of it, and then leave. And I'll be like, well, I haven't got the stuff out of that chest. And now you can go to your own world
Yeah.
with my stuff.
Yeah. And I
So,
think I haven't tried it, but I think you and I can join each other's worlds when we're not playing.
Yeah, you can. I
And
accidentally
so-
joined yours.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But then yeah, to your point, then I could pop in and yeah, scoop whatever I want and leave. And there is a trading system, but yeah, that's one of my few notes as well.
The thing is, you could scoop everything up, leave, and then once I joined, those chests will be having new stuff in it again, because that's how it works. It would like regen
Oh,
the
okay.
stuff.
Okay.
But if you're playing co-op right in that session right together,
Hmm.
and there's a chest, only one of you is getting that
Yeah.
stuff, and I
Yeah.
don't know, that's a bit of a pain.
If
But
you're
that's all
playing,
the
if you're
stuff I didn't
playing
like.
together, you should be able to loot together.
What about you? Is there much you didn't like?
My notes really, I hear you on the fog of war and the chess. I think to me it doesn't bother me so much because this is a Diablo loot grind and not an Elden Ring loot grind. And so I think that
Yeah,
is
I get
just a
that.
design choice they made. I'm not saying that your feedback isn't valid. It totally is.
I know.
I think it's just they designed it deliberately, you know, and you may like it and you may not, but I think
Mm.
it was just a design choice. And I think I also don't love the fog of war because I like filling the map. It's like, no, this is what I
Yeah.
explored.
Yeah.
But I think that those two things are related.
Yes,
Where
definitely.
you need to have the fog of war if the chest is going to respawn, because
Mm.
if the idea is you're going back into these areas to find the chests again, then you need to find where you've been for this session. But I totally hear you because I love clearing the fog of war. It's like, no, this is my
Mm.
progress. This is my journey. So
Again, making a mark on the world.
yeah,
I think that's what it is
yes. So yeah, just I think it was just their design choice, and that you know your mileage may vary on it.
for me.
Really, my primary concerns with the game just relate to their multiplayer. The
Mm.
multiplayer system is smooth, it works, but I think it's a huge mistake to have the loot be shared the way that it is.
Yeah.
So for some context for you all, I played the game for probably like 3 hours. And then when Will was ready to start the game, I joined his session and just let him go. Cause like I didn't want to influence your decisions in any way. I wanted to see where you went. And I was so glad that I did that because you found paths that I had not found.
I know.
So then I
funny,
went back
that.
in my realm, and that's immediately what I did. I ignored everything else. I was like, let me hit these shortcuts. Like I hadn't seen this. And like, so that stuff's great. But we should not open a chest and only one of us gets to loot it. I think that's a huge mistake. I hope that that gets corrected, because the loot is such a big part of this game.
Yeah.
And so I mean, there is the trading system. So it would be like if I open the chest, you wanted a big sword, I'm using a wand, and then you know we could exchange items, but like we're both doing the work, so we both should get rewarded. Is how
Yeah,
I
I
feel.
agree.
The other big thing with the multiplayer is once you invite somebody to your realm is now permanently online. And that's something that I don't
Mm.
love. The reason for it is because if you have a poor network connection, your input delay can be really, really bad, like unplayably bad.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
in a game like this, where you have Souls like combat, that's kind of not acceptable. Like I can't have input lag when I'm playing by myself because it needs to be ready
Oh.
for you, Will, to join my world. Eh,
Yeah.
I like I personally I would almost eliminate the drop-in element to the multiplayer. Like you're of course like welcome in my world, but when you're ready to play, I should invite you.
Yes.
I don't think that my world should be permanently online
It's like a server kind of thing. Yeah.
in the chance that you want to join my world. I think that's another thing because I looked at their 1.0 notes. I think that's also a design decision that they made. It's just that is one that does
Mm.
not sit well with me because the second you start to have input lag because the game's online
You
and
can't
like,
close it.
no, I would have to
Mm.
kick you out of the realm, which I didn't want to do. It just you are permanently online the second you invite somebody to your realm. So I think that's a mistake. I would prefer an invite system each time personally,
Yes. No, I
because
agree.
I cannot be in a like there were literally times where I had to like I was just done playing the game for the night because my network connection was so poor. It was just like I'm not risking this. Like it was just not, especially if you get to a boss fight. It's like I'm not doing this boss fight if the Wi-Fi is not good, and like that shouldn't happen in this kind of
No.
game. You know, if I'm playing by myself. So
Agree.
that's really my critique is the multiplayer element. The multiplayer works. It's very easy, but I just don't think this should be a persistently online world. That's not necessary.
Ooh.
Or if I am having a poor connection, because that's something that happens in Souls-like games. If you do have a poor connection, you're just entering the game in an offline mode. And I
Yes.
combed the settings repeatedly looking for that option. To me, the only thing that I could find was to kick you out of the realm to make it an offline. realm, which I didn't want to do. So I could be wrong. I would love to be corrected on that, but I
So
combed through the settings extensively to see if I could just enter
did
online.
you
That was not
not
an
just
option.
kick? Did you kick me out and then add me later on again?
I
Or does it
could.
make it an on? Does it make an online realm forever? Like, is it?
I didn't
I need.
test it, so I can't confirm that.
Okay.
But even that, I shouldn't. I don't.
Well,
That's
next
messy.
time you go on it, kick me out.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
Be
Because
interesting
I've
to know.
had a couple nights where it's like, okay, I guess I'm just done playing tonight because my connection's not improving and this game is not playable. So that's frustrating. And I have good Wi-Fi. I've got a gigabyte down, and then I've got and then I've got 40 megs up. But the upload speed doesn't matter when you're playing an online game. It's the download speed that matters. So, and I'm in the next room. Like my router is the next room over. So it's like I have very good internet. But yeah. So that's my frustration. I've had times where it's like literally for this, because for spoilers, everybody, Will and I are not in the same room. We are in different countries across an ocean.
No.
Scary if the accents didn't give it away. I literally have run an Ethernet cord across my living room into the office just to be able to like make the signal strong enough that I can just play the game that night. And if I'm playing solo, that should not happen. So that's my gripe. Let's see what we love, what we don't love. Oh, I will touch really quickly. Do you have any other notes, good or bad, Will, before we move into?
No, that is everything I needed to say.
Okay, I do want to touch quickly for what's coming in 1.0, since that is coming in October, before we do give our review scores, and we will be using the Dan Good review scale. If you're not familiar, because you're only a podcast listener, maybe you've not checked out any of the YouTube reviews that I do. It is a 5-point scale, so there is no 1.5, 2.5s, and we've got some good bits in there on the Dan Good elements. A 5 out of 5. Will came up. I will give him credit. The Dantastic game. That's all Will. Okay, so some stuff that's coming in 1.0. There will be over 15 regions in the full release. I think I have found 7 so far. Wow. I just finished the Marin Woods. Have you gotten to the Marin Woods, Will? Well, actually not. It's a higher level area. That is my second favorite area.
Okay.
Borderline my favorite between that and the sewers. The Marin Woods are a lot prettier, but the shortcut progression system in the sewers, I can't wait for you to get to that, because that was my I'm like, this game fucking rules. That's what the sewers are doing to me. And the
place filled with shit.
Yeah. Yes.
You're like, this is great.
The ugliest, dirtiest part of the game. I'm like, this is the good shit. Like, okay, so over 15 regions in the full release of the game, and they've said up to 100 hours of content, which is crazy. And I believe it for the 25 hours that I've put in this game, because I still feel like I'm scratching the surface. There will be a class system that's introduced in this, so I'll be very curious to see how that goes. Currently, when you level up, like, you're just gaining XP, and then it's like, boom, you hit level 20 and you get 3 skill points, and you can put those into a variety of stats, health, stamina, strength, focus, which is like your ability meter. And then depending on how you want to do magic, there is faith and intelligence. And so you get you just get 3 points every time you level up. I'm level 23. You always get 3 points. It doesn't matter. So I'll be very curious to see what they do with a class system, because I would imagine that you would need to focus on some sort of strength system, and I would need to focus on some sort of magic system. So no details for that. It's just I checked their 1. They made like a short 1.0 post when they were like, the release month got announced. And so this is where I'm pulling that information from. The final story arc for the game. So there's not a complete story in this game. There is a ton of story in this game. So if you're interested in trying it in early access, it's still more than worth the $40. And for a while, it was, I think when they announced it, it was like $25. You could get it for a while. Crazy
and the
value.
lore's deep.
Yeah.
The lore is deep.
Yes. So there is a very good story here. Will and I are just still scratching the surface just based on our play time. But there is a break in it right now because it's an early access. So the full story will be released in October with the 1.0. They're going to have new end game activities. No details with that either, like the class system, but I mean, this game involves a loot grind, so it's very much, it is your story, but it's also min-maxing your build however you choose to do so. So having end game stuff is important once the story is done. And it takes me to Destiny. where you have your definitive story content. There's a beginning and
Yes.
ending to your expansions, but that doesn't mean you're done playing the game once you finish that
No,
story.
sure.
You've got tons of build work that you want to do. This game has that as well. And then the last thing that I saw, which is fantastic, there is crossplay between PC and PS5. I did see they have a TBD date on Switch and Xbox, so it is coming to other platforms. It's just for now, I think it's probably a resource allocation would be my assumption.
Yeah.
It's just the most people are playing on the PlayStation as opposed to, not that the Switch 2 isn't selling well, and the Xbox has been out for a while, but I think if you have to choose, and I don't know this, but I would assume that it's a financial decision. You're just trying to hit the platform that has the most players now, and then get it up and running when you have the funds.
I can imagine porting it to Switch 2 will be a lot of work as well.
Yeah.
So
but so there is crossplay between PC and PS5. There's also cross progression, which I think is huge. So if you want to play this game on console, like my preference is to play on the couch. Like I love playing on console. I love playing with a controller. I'm still playing with a controller on my PC. I just have my Xbox Elite controller connected. But the couch experience is the ultimate experience for me. I've got a 77-inch OLED TV that I'm quite fond of.
Crazy.
So I love to kick it up and play. So we'll see if you know what? I feel like I probably owe them. Maybe I'll buy it on PS5 as a thank you.
I think I'd pick up on Xbox.
Yeah.
Once it comes to it. So
but having cross progression is huge, because otherwise I wouldn't even consider doing that. It's like, no, I'm just playing this on PC. But having crossplay and cross progression, huge. So that's what's coming out in 1.0. Will, are you prepared to give your review score?
I am, but I used a 10 point. I used a 10 points.
That's naughty.
So I won't say that. I'll say what I've. Okay, you go first. I'll go.
I'll give you my score, and then I'll make you give two scores. You can give your original score, but then I'm gonna make you convert it. The Dan Good review score.
No. I've got the Dan Good like name of like, so you have like Dan Great Game and things like that. Got that.
Okay.
I did give it. I don't know. You say what you're going to give yours, and then I'll deliberate.
Let's see. My score for No Rest for the Wicked in early access after 25 hours. 5 out of 5. It's a fantastic game.
Whoa.
It's only my second 5 out of 5. Now, we didn't have the review scale for the first 6 months of me reviewing games, but I still hold, this is my 18th or 19th review. I lost track, which is kind of cool. I'm very grateful for the opportunities to be at almost 20 reviews in the last year. But I still hold that there are only 2 games that I have reviewed that I would give 5 out of 5s. And they're actually both early access titles, which is interesting. It was like something that I'm normally very averse to.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that this is a Game of the Year contender. I think this game rocks. It is an easy recommendation for anybody that likes Souls-like games. If you're a fan of Ori, it doesn't matter that this is not that same genre. Like, the DNA is there. This game is really special.
Okay. Interesting.
Hit me. What you got?
So, I think after playing only 15 hours, this is very much a review in progress on the early access build of No Rest for the Wicked. On the Dan's Good Go scale, I would give it great game.
4 out of 5.
So 4 out of 5.
Okay.
But I will say that I've actually written 9 out of 10. So I'd be like on the top.
Yeah.
It's a top end.
Yeah.
Or low.
Yes.
Or low end. Fantastic.
Okay.
And the main reason
it's
for that
tough
really
to get it
is
down
just,
to 5.
The main reason for that is just because it's early access. There's still going to be loads more games to play once it's in 1.0. And from what I've played right now, I've loved it, but I'm also very hesitant and I'm waiting for that 1.0.
Yeah.
Because I particularly, like you, avoid early access games. I think it's great that people can support the studios, and I completely understand why these studios have to do it. I like to play something, especially when it's story related, to be completely finished.
Yeah, you want the full vision. Yeah,
I want the full book.
Totally fair. Yeah,
I want the full book rather than doing chapters by go.
Yeah, I think we've started to see early access a lot more as the PC gaming audience has grown so large now.
Yep.
And with so many independent developers trying to break through, I think sometimes they just need the funds to keep going. Investments have just really dried up. And again, like we've seen just thousands and thousands and thousands of layoffs over the last couple years, like across many platforms.
Mm,
I think that's just early access. I think we're going to continue to see a lot of, because as investments dry up, independent studios need money to operate. And so,
sure.
but I mean, fortunately for Moon Studios, it's working. Like I said, they've crossed the
Yeah.
the 2 million sales mark, which is fantastic. And
Well deserved.
yeah,
Well deserved.
absolutely. And hopefully the
Um,
1.0 leads to much more.
and I can fully see once the 1.0 comes out and I play it fully, that will race to a 5 out of 5 because
Yeah.
it is truly an incredible game.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get back to it maybe like early 2027, with some more 1.0 time. And once, because I'm sure there'll need to be plenty of patches and stuff too, like 1.0 I imagine is going to be a huge update, and so they'll have some kinks to work through. But really interested to see what's up with the class system, how that changes my build.
I had no idea about that.
Because I'm very fond of my battle mage right now, so it's like, well, can I still have my battle mage, or are there going to be some sacrifices that I have to make?
Get rid of your lightning, get rid of your Thor.
Well, I'm mostly worried that they're going to get rid of my heavy armor, that I won't be able to balance both. That's like, well, you can't be a magic guy and wear heavy armor. It's like, but that's my fantasy right now. That's what I'm doing. So
I wonder what it might be ability wise. Maybe they will give abilities to these different classes. We'll have to see.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay, that's our review for No Rest for the Wicked. Again, one more time, thank you so much to 1PR Studio and Moon Studios for not one, but 2 review codes. Like, so cool that we're only on episode 2 and we get to have a review on this. So super, super exciting opportunity.
Code.
Yeah.
And what a banger.
Yeah.
What a banger.
What a start.
Really,
to many more, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, and we are actually going to need to go quick, because you and
I think backlog can be like,
I think so. Yeah, because we haven't played it. We haven't played it. Yeah. So, but I love talking with you, Will. I'm so glad we have this podcast.
It's so much fun, isn't it?
But also, I am looking at the time like, holy shit, we're an hour and a half into this.
You said it's 6 you need to go, so we've got half an hour.
Yep. Well, we will capitalize on this half hour. We'll make the best of it. But I didn't want to skimp on. You're right. It's like the things that we've played. Like, what are we doing right now? So that's probably the
main things.
Yeah. I am now going to switch over to TikTok for our community responses. So again, the prompt is that I gave to the public is your favorite game you've played this year, first game that needs to come off your backlog, and your most anticipated game for the rest of the year. That's the prompt. So I've got from Eresis. I'm not one to pick up many brand new games, but Impulse is my favorite new game from this year. That one is from that's getting a lot of Titanfall references. It's from the Splitgate developers, Impulse.
Oh, it's that game.
Yes, and so that's that team's new game. Reception's really strong for it right now, but that's their favorite game that they have played this year. Bloodborne is the game that needs to come off the backlog. And they said, for better or worse, GTA 6 is my most anticipated game.
That's fair.
Nerdaday, favorite game of the year is 007 First Light. Backlog game is Control. Most anticipated game is Onimusha. Still need to download the Onimusha demo, Capcom's last game this year. I owe that to Sam. Sam, if you're out there, I'm very sorry. I said we had homework and then I just didn't do the homework, which is how I behaved in high school. So yeah, sorry, Sam. The Jaggernaut, favorite game this year, RE9 Requiem, and then with an extra note for Goaty. Totally valid Goaty choice.
Nice.
First backlog game goes to Tsushima, and most anticipated for the rest of 2026 is the Ocarina remake.
Nice.
My friend Artemis, who I mentioned earlier, favorite game that he's played this year is Crimson Desert. He's got like 100+ hours in Crimson Desert. He's very high on that game. He actually asked us, because you and I joke too much about Crimson Desert. I'm like, no, I swear, like I will play Crimson Desert at some point. There's no hate on Crimson Desert. There are just some crazy people in the comments on behalf of Crimson Desert.
I'm glad they enjoyed it.
A very good friend of mine, he's loving it, which I am happy for him. First game on his backlog, he said Dune Awakening.
Okay.
Which is like the survival Dune that came out, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Most anticipated. I had to break his heart, and he was very upset with me. He said Fable. It's like, I have really bad news for you. Fable is not coming out this year. My brother, Nicholas, he said his favorite game that he has played this year is Marathon. He has a crazy amount of time in Marathon. That's
Nice.
actually my kind of like test podcast episode, was reviewing season 1 with him, which I had a ton of fun doing.
Great. It was really, really, really good listen.
Thank you.
Really good listen.
It's a really good game. Can highly recommend. His backlog game is called Sand Raiders of Sophie. This is a PC only game, kind of survival. It's like there's this giant mech that runs in a loop through the desert, and you kind of live in the mech, but you have to procure resources out in the world, but the mech doesn't care if you leave it or not. So it's kind of a race to like go get. That's like your survival element. It's like you need resources, but the mech doesn't stop. And so you are kind of trying to have to balance exploring the world that way while getting what you need, and also being able to get back on the boat, so to speak. And most anticipated game is Gears E-Day.
Hey. What a pick.
Average Joe, favorite game 007 First Light. First game that needs to come off the backlog is Saros, and most anticipated GTA 6.
List?
Almost the same list from Neil Rivera. Favorite game that he has played this year is Saros. First game that needs to come off the backlog, Control. Most anticipated, GTA 6. Heroic Headgear. Yes. Heroic Headgear's favorite game this year, Forza Horizon 6. Did a fantastic job with the collab stream for the launch of Forza with all of the Dido people. He did a very good job, like kind of hosting that and guiding that.
He literally just hosted the Sea of Thieves party games.
Shout out Nate for kind of keeping everybody organized, because that's not a small amount of work, and it's kind of thankless
it's
work.
A lot of work to do. Thank
you, Nate. You're a good one. First backlog game, Ghost of Yote, and his most anticipated is Star Wars Zero Company, which is a great choice.
Ooh, that's a really good choice.
Yeah, the XCOM Star Wars game. Let's see. Nick, favorite game this year, Resident Evil 9. Next game on the backlog, Octopath Traveler. The most anticipated game is Witchbrook, which I think is an early access one that is coming out.
Yes, Witchbrook does look really interesting.
Sure. Let's see. I'm going to say Big Baby, because this username is long and complicated.
Big Baby.
And I can see Big Baby in the username, so we're just going to go with that. Favorite this year is 2XKO, which is Riot's 2D fighter game. First on the backlog, Octopath Traveler 0. And most anticipated is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. That one looks really cool.
Fighting fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fighting game fan personally. It's a skill issue. I just suck at them. I'm just really bad at them.
I Smash. I like Smash.
Sure. That's my only one.
Yeah, I'm otherwise don't play that many fighting games.
Yeah. A couple more here. We've got Still Sylv. Favorite game this year is Pocopia. First game on the backlog, Cyberpunk 2077. Most anticipated is Campaign Evolved. Halo is my favorite franchise, they say. Coming out soon.
Yes.
Gonna be awesome. Daniel's favorite game this year is Saros. First backlog game is The Last Guardian, and most anticipated Control Resonant. A lot of Control Resonant love.
I'm loving it.
Fantastic. Christian, favorite RE9. Backlog, Hogwarts Legacy. Most anticipated is MGS4. They are doing, I think, a remaster, but it's coming off the PS3 for the first time and is multi-platform. So they are very excited for like everybody to get to play MGS4 because it's currently locked to the PS3.
Yeah.
Novi said, you know what? I'm not going to include this one because they didn't follow the prompt. They didn't do their homework. And then they didn't respond when they asked them to clarify. So never mind.
Just call them out on the podcast.
They didn't do their homework. The Game Office, they said they are kind of biased, and I don't know what that means. They said their favorite game is called Here Lies. Their backlog game is Inkwell, and their most anticipated game is called Playthings. And so admittedly, I've not heard of any of those games. So I don't know if they are a developer themselves, and that's where maybe some of this bias comes. I don't know.
What was the first one called?
It's called Here Lies.
Never heard of that.
Nor I. But those are our TikTok responses. Thank you, everybody, for your TikTok responses. We'll hit YouTube and PanX here in a little bit. I think we had like 2 or 3 on Instagram that we can touch on as well. We move on, Will, to our backlog of Doom. I could not find my backlog of Doom t-shirt from JK Games. I'm very sorry, but it's a really cool t-shirt. I would really advise you to check out their shop. They've got some really cool stuff. But that's where I pull my backlog of Doom from. They do a nice bit every once in a while on their podcast for the games that are eating away at them that they haven't
Love
gotten
that.
to play. So, Will, give me
Mm.
your first backlog game.
We touched on it a little bit. Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not a long game fan. I like myself a little short game, and then I can move on to the next thing. So I put big games off a lot. I put 2077 off because I bought it for my dad when it first came out, and what a mess! It was a mess. My dad could really just play whatever. He doesn't really care. And even he was like, "No, I gave up when someone morphed through the elevator."
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Tough release for that one.
I've just not played it because of that. It kind of put me off. But
it's like 3, perfect now. Like genuinely, yes. there's this is the best time. They have spent years and invested literally millions of dollars into making that game meet your expectations. And I can very confidently say, because I put like 90 hours just in the 2.0 update, that they cooked. So I'm excited for you now that you finished Witcher to see their vision realized now.
My CD Projekt Red year, I reckon. Maybe I'll play it sometime later this year.
Yeah, nice.
That is eating away at me.
Cool.
The back. What about you? What's your first one?
The first one I'm gonna say is Sorrows, which came up a fair bit on TikTok for both people's favorite games, but also backlog games too. Sorrows, every single time I boot up my PlayStation, there's an ad for Sorrows, and every single time I say to Renee, I really got to pick that game up. Like every single time. I am waiting for a sale for that one because it is a $70 title.
Oh, so you don't own it yet?
I do not own it yet.
Oh, okay.
And which hurts a little bit because I know Housemarque is like, that game has not sold well, so I feel bad.
Oh, has it not?
No, which is really frustrating for me because I love Returnal. That team is
really want to play Returnal.
Very deserving of any accolades that they get, and it is a shame that Sorrows has not sold more. This is actually, as far as I'm aware, Sorrows is the first PlayStation title that got punished on the console exclusivity, where Sorrows should have been one to come out on PC, and that was like it's like maybe a month.
I don't understand that decision.
A month prior, PlayStation made that decision. I am not a console exclusivity person. I don't think yours should be exclusive to Xbox. I don't think Sorrows should be exclusive to PlayStation. Especially
18 months after the game's come out, you know, if a year to 18 months.
Sure.
There's hardly any new sales coming from the console version. Right. Open up to a new market.
Yeah,
why not?
Absolutely. And especially when you see like that, where it's like Housemarque is a smaller studio, when PlayStation is also pinching pennies right now, it's like you worry for that stuff, and it's like, did you really need to lock this one away from PC? You know,
so silly.
I will get it. I just haven't got it yet. Housemarque, I'm very sorry. Returnal is fantastic and highly recommend it. It's a very challenging game, but it's a very cool game. Sorrow is more appealing to me because it is actually a little bit more approachable in the difficulty.
Cool.
And there is more of an emphasis on direct storytelling rather than kind of bound story, I think is how I would describe Returnal. So yeah. Number 2 for you, Will?
Number 2. So these are all. So I didn't realize you'd also picked games you hadn't bought yet, but these are games that I own or / have access to.
Only one of mine I own. The other ones are like I need to buy.
Nice. Next one will be Resident Evil 8. I am slowly making my way through all the Resident Evil games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done. 7 done with the DLC. Working on 6. Yes, working on 6. It'll be done at some point.
It's so bad.
But then I am very much looking forward to jumping on 8 finally.
8 rocks.
I've owned it now for like 3 years physical.
Wow.
So I am ready.
That's backlog of Doom status for sure.
That is backlog of Doom.
Do you think you're gonna play it in first person, or are you gonna go for third? Because they did a patch probably like a year after release, switching it to third person.
I do it in first.
Okay.
I want to do it in like the way they kind of envisioned it, and also for Ethan's story, like you play in first person 7, I'll play it in first
Yeah,
person.
that's fair. I actually took a break from 8 towards the end of the game because I was actually getting really stressed out in first person because
Okay, yeah.
it's a much more action focused game than 7
I
is.
have heard it can be more action.
And
Yeah.
it's hard in first person. It was genuinely kind of stressing me out. I got through like 75% of the game in first person and I took a break.
Wow.
And then like a couple months later they did the software update that added third person. I was like, no, let me go back. Let me finish this. And so I did finish it in third person and I still really
Love
enjoyed
that
it.
though. I love they added that.
Yeah, for sure. And then it was good experience for them, I think then. It was very educational for them for Requiem, you know.
Cool. Definitely.
Cool. I hope you
Well, then
enjoy
what's
it.
your number 2?
I'm sure you will.
I'm sure I will.
My number 2, we've actually talked about a little bit today, is Mina the Hollower. Mina the Hollower checks a lot of boxes for me. Shovel Knight did not. I do own Shovel Knight, but I never really put any meaningful time into it.
I didn't really mesh with Shovel Knight, but Mina the Hollower for me, yeah. That if I was also including games I hadn't bought yet, that's like
You'd
up
put Mina there. Yeah.
It's like one of my top wish lists. Yeah.
So I'm really excited for Mina because unlike Housemark, who hurting for sales on Saros, it sounds like Yacht Club was going to be in some pretty bad shape if Mina didn't sell well. I think Mina is selling well. I don't think they've shared concrete numbers yet, but the critical reception for this game kind of blew my mind.
I think they've done. I think
they do have a sales figure
numbers. I think they did. I think it has done really well.
Oh, okay, good.
Which is good.
Because
I don't think
I saw
it's hit
some
a million. Maybe it's not hit a million, but it's done really well for them.
Okay.
So.
But it was just so weird to hear that story because you think of Shovel Knight as like one of the staple. To me, Shovel Knight's up there with like Hollow Knight. Where it's just like everybody knows this game. It's just like when you think of indie games, like Shovel Knight comes up. So it's just like weird to find Yacht Club in that position. So I hope Mina puts them in a good place for them to keep doing stuff because it looks super cool. It is a game that I'm picking up soon, and it's only $20. I think it would be a great Switch game. It's multi-platform. It's literally everywhere. I think it would be a great Switch game.
So on the 3rd of June, they announced that they've sold over 300,000 copies, which is
that's not as much. I mean, it's good.
It's still
pretty
good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yep.
Considering the style of game, it's Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Style.
Yeah, the art style is definitely
good.
The classic vibe. I understand.
Someone else has put that it's hit 500k. So
okay.
We'll see. I think it hit 300k within 3 days. It's saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been out. I think it's been out for a while. So okay, good. Well, that's far more encouraging for me.
As long as it's doing well for them, that's the main thing.
Yes, for sure. Your number 3, Will.
Nice, great pick. And my final backlog of Doom pick is your number 1 game of the year so far, Hades 2. I can't wait to get to this. We're waiting for the right moment. I was waiting for it to come to Xbox. Came straight to Game Pass. Crazy.
Okay.
So looking forward to
what a
it.
get. That's how I played Hades, was through Game Pass. Hades 1.
Yeah, same. But as I've mentioned before as well, I don't like long games. I know it's not super long. I don't think Hades 2 is meant to be super.
Hades is still decently long.
Oh shit.
I mean, unless you're a better gamer than I am, but you're gonna put some real time into it.
I'd probably be. You're doing better than me on No Rest for the Wicked. So
that game is like crap to me though. Time.
But I like to play short games, as I said. So long games I normally pace out.
Yeah.
And Hades 2 actually is coming up on my list. Okay. So I'll be playing it soon.
You have to let me know how many nights it takes you to roll credits. That's what I'll be curious on.
And what's your last?
My last one is the only one that I own. I just scooped this during the.
Oh, you did buy it.
I did. I just scooped it on the PlayStation Summer Sale. It was so weird. The base edition of the game was still full price. It was still $60. They were selling the deluxe edition, which is an $80 game, for $20. Like, okay, well, sure. That was a weird choice. Right. But so I'm really happy that I finally scooped this because I was really impressed with this game when I was doing games to watch research before the game had released. I thought it looked really cool. And then I streamed the demo and it was really cool. And I think at that point I was in between 2 games that I should not have streamed, which was Dragon Age Inquisition and Death Stranding 2, which are 2 games that I put 100 hours in. And it was just like, I did not have time for other games in between. So I did myself a little dirty with that one. So now, since that's the only one that I own, I'm hoping to get to that very soon. So that's our backlogs of Doom. I'm going to switch us over to Instagram And then I'll do Panics as well, because we had just like
Yeah.
slightly fewer responses there. So we'll lump those two together. We had Eula, who said the only new game that they have played this year is Final Fantasy 15 and have been loving it, which I think is great, because we were just talking about that more people should play Final Fantasy 15. It's not a perfect game. That's still worth playing. Still worth playing. First game that needs to come off the backlog is Expedition 33. Absolutely get on that, Eula.
Yes, as soon as possible.
Yes. And then most anticipated game is Duskbloods, which has not come up yet at all today.
Ooh, yeah, no.
My lovely wife, Renee, said her favorite game that she has played this year is the current season of Fortnite. She is loving the sprites, like the extraction system that they did for this new season.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
Have they added a Neopet as well?
Yes, they have added a Neopet as a sidekick.
Is that to just a sidekick, not to be a part of the sprites thing?
No, so which is better, because it means that she'll have that for every season. So
all the time.
So like a year ago, they introduced like a sidekick system where it's like only you can see your sidekick, which is good, because it would be a giveaway. It would be a giveaway for other players.
You can have like Meat Boy as well, can't you?
Yeah, I have Baby Groot.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So she's loving the current Fortnite season. This is the first time in well over a year where she's asking to play Fortnite outside of our like regularly scheduled family time. She's like a couple times a week. She's like, "Do you want to play Fortnite?" I'm like, "Who are you right now?" Which is great.
Crazy.
I'm super happy for her. Her first backlog game, she wants to get Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which I want to get as well.
Yes.
So hopefully we can get into that.
Nice.
And then she didn't realize that it wasn't this release year, but I'll still include it. Her next most anticipated game is Pokemon Wind and Waves, which is a 2027 release. But she locks in on Pokemon in such a specific way. So genuinely, it is probably the next game she's gonna play outside of Fortnite, because she's kind of just waits for Pokemon.
I took
releases.
a week off.
She would have loved to do that. Maybe she will. Maybe she'll be able to. Cammy, a friend of yours, Cammy's favorite, said lots of Darkest Dungeon this year.
Like a lot of that.
Backlog, she said, if I don't say Outer Wilds, Will might kill me. But her actual backlog game is Dredge, to which I told her that I will protect her.
She started it, by the way. She started Dredge and she's really enjoying it.
Oh, so. Good. I thought you were saying she started the fight. Good. I'm glad she's liking Dredge.
We've already been in fisticuffs. No, I've just told her she'll really enjoy Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah, but she's Dredge.
Good. I'm glad. And she said her most anticipated is actually another one that I scooped in the Steam Summer Sale, is the 1.0 release for Fields of Mystria. It's kind of like a Stardew Valley game that I've heard really good things from for many years, and the 1.0 release is like imminent, like sooner than No Rest for the Wicked, I think. And then last, but certainly not least, we started the show with him. We'll get pretty close to ending the show with him, is Gianni. He said that his favorite game that he's played this year is Pragmata. The first game on his backlog is The Adventures of Elliot. I played the demo for this on the Switch. It rocks. If you are a Zelda fan, you will, like, if you're a classic Zelda fan, like thinking like Link's Awakening kind of era, you will love this game. It is really, really fun. And it is made by the Octopath Traveler team. So you'll get that kind of a story, but you're getting like classic Zelda gameplay. It's really, really good. Really, really good. And your demo progress carries over to the main game as well, which is fantastic.
Oh, great.
And then he said his most anticipated is Beast of Reincarnation, which is Game Freak's
He's really
new
excited about this.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with Pokemon. So we'll see how it goes. I will be cautiously optimistic on that before. Oh, for sure.
They've made games aside from Pokemon before, but this is like really different
big
for them.
Yeah, this is
big.
Yeah. So those are our Instagram comments. Let me pull up our Panics comments really quickly here, and then we will get to our most anticipated games. And I have not forgotten about you, YouTube. I will get the YouTube comments in here as well. Okay. We've got Lazy Guy. Favorite game that he played this year, Hades 2. Persona 4 Golden, first one that needs to come off the backlog, and Phantom Blade Zero is their most anticipated game. That's come up quite a bit.
Nice.
AJ Fletch said this year's been slow personally. So his favorite has been Reanimal. Game that needs to come off the backlog.
What a pick.
Yeah. Another Adventures of Elliot needs to come off the backlog. And then most anticipated did not follow the assignment, but I'll forgive him. Said so many good ones. Really excited for Splatoon Raiders, Big Walk, and Orbitals. All great choices. All great choices. Shadazzle said favorite game is Abiotic Factor.
Nice.
Game that needs to come off the backlog, Witcher 3. I feel like Shadazzle is speaking to you specifically. I don't know if we've talked about this game. Their most anticipated is the 1.0 release for Pal World. You looked at Pal World at all?
Never.
Is it like sacrilege to you? Is it blasphemy?
Well, for me, I was a bit like, I don't really want to be shooting Pokemon. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
Fair enough. I was just curious.
Yeah, I know the shit out of it. I think he's actually started playing it on stream, actually, Pal World.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He was really excited about that.
Nice. Nameless Hero said favorite game that they've played this year is the Stanley Parable.
Ooh.
Backlog game to play first is either Final Fantasy 16 or The Last Guardian. And most anticipated is Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen. This is like the expansion to Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
They said, I love the first game's expansion, so seeing the sequel get the same treatment has me really excited. Never played a Dragon's Dogma game, have you?
No, neither have I.
They look cool. I just never scooped them. Canadian Czar said that their favorite game they've played this year is Inconveni, which is kind of a
my backlog.
Yeah, it looks cool. Hard for me to describe it because I feel like calling it a supermarket sim doesn't do it justice. Do you have anything that you want to add?
More story stuff.
Yeah, no, it's definitely more story
focused. Blind into.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be going blind.
But I've heard really good things. First backlog game is Pragmata, and most anticipated is Marvel's Wolverine. Scar Stars said their favorite game this year is 007, but they said they would still like to give a nod to Still Wakes the Deep, which I respect.
I really like Still Wakes the Deep. That's a great pick.
My friend Kaz, longtime streamer friend, she loved playing No Wakes the Deep. She's a great. She does a lot of horror streaming and then like a lot of it's like tabletop RPG stuff too.
Sure.
Big fan of that one. First game that needs to come off their backlog is Dispatch, and their most anticipated game for the rest of the year is Moss the Forgotten Relic, which is the combination of Moss Book 1 and 2, which were, I think, the staple VR games, are being brought to 2D for the first time. So like anybody can play them, which I'm so excited for everybody. I highly recommend Moss. It's fantastic. Last one from Crafty Bear said the Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 remix, which I think has like Kingdom Hearts 2, 3, and then like some miscellaneous games in there. First game that needs to come off the backlog, Red Dead Redemption 2. And most anticipated for the rest of the year, I feel like this is just another backlog game for Crafty Bear, which is Resident Evil Requiem. But it's already out.
Maybe it's DLC. Maybe they talk about DLC. Who knows?
Oh, maybe. I feel like we're not getting the DLC this year, though.
Probably not.
All right.
Just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, no, that's very kind of you. I did not give Novi on TikTok that same kindness. I'm sorry, Novi.
You did bollocks him.
I'm sorry, Novi. Okay, very quickly, because we are on time, but I'm not gonna let us go without talking about our most anticipated here. Will, what is your most anticipated game for the rest of the year, or one of them? You don't have to it doesn't have to be like rank choice.
Cool. I will go. I do have them in ranked choice, so I'll do them.
Okay.
I'll try and do them quick as well. So, number 3 is There Are No Ghosts at the Grand.
Oh, that's this year.
That game looks.
That game looks really cool.
Could be pushed. I reckon it will be pushed, but just because I think it's got quite a lot going for it. So this is made by Friday Sunday, and it's their debut game.
Oh, okay. Cool. It showed really well at like an Xbox showcase maybe 2 years ago. I can't remember when we saw it last.
I can't remember when we saw it first. But it's all you're doing really. Well, not say all you're doing. You are working to restore an old battered English hotel in the day, but at night you're apparently fighting off ghosts. Which was really interesting.
It showed really well.
It looked really cool, like kind of first person restoration game. Seems to be a lot more mystery stuff in the background too. I love these type of games. I think this is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And really quirky.
Yeah. Definitely have an eye on
that is my number 3.
Cool. Let's see. You know what? I think I can probably rank them as well. At number 3, we've been joking about it. I'm gonna put Marvel's Wolverine as number 3 on the anticipated. It's still, the violence is looking a little weird, but a couple rational people, a couple rational
Yes.
people said that this is very comic book accurate. And so I'm
Yes.
going to go into that with a comic book focused mind, because my whole experience, and Will, yours is, I know as well, is with Hugh Jackman's film
Sure.
portrayal of Wolverine, which apparently is very watered down for like PG-13 film, which is fine. And so I think that's better context for me to go into with the game. I love Insomniac. I have the platinum on the last 2 Spider-Man games, Miles
Nice.
Morales and Spider-Man 2.
Two.
And I beat Spider-Man 1. It's just that platinum was a lot harder than the other ones, so I just don't have
Yeah.
that. But Insomniac does incredible work. I know you were a fan of Sunset Overdrive, Will. So I know
Really
I know
love that.
Insomniac's going to do a good job. It just showed a little weird for me at the PlayStation Showcase. So
Someone made me realize exactly what it is my problem was, because obviously I was saying about the blood and things. What it
yeah,
was is it's the graphics and the blood together. It's a very clean looking game,
mhm.
so the blood really stands out, and
Yeah.
the physics on the blood isn't great.
Yeah.
I'll just say that
It's just not.
it kind of rolled. It didn't flow. It didn't
Yeah.
splat. It was rolling.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll change some bits
Yeah.
before releasing. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
I think it's still going to be good.
I think it'll still be a great game. But yeah, there is a cleanness to the game, which I think was a comment on Instagram that I thought you had a
Yeah,
nice back and
really,
forth
really
with.
good.
Was
Yeah.
the graphics are so photorealistic, and they're beautiful, and that kind of conflicts with how gory the game is supposed to be.
Grit.
Yeah, it's
Like,
missing.
with most bloody games, there's grit. It's meant to feel
Mhm.
like the world's pretty horrible,
Yes,
and it felt very
it just clashes a little bit.
bit clashy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey.
but it's still. I mean, again, it's still. I'm going to play it. It's in my most anticipated
Awesome,
list
man.
here.
And,
So,
it'll probably be up in the GOTY talks, I reckon.
oh, for
We'll see.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
What is your number 2?
My number 2 is the game Blighted.
I don't think I know that game.
So this is devved by Drinkbox Games, so the guys who made Guacamelee 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
And they made Nobody Saves the World. So I played Nobody Saves the World in co-op with a buddy of mine,
Okay.
Callum, and we loved it.
Okay.
Loved it. So much fun.
Guacamelee is really good too.
This is also self-published, which is crazy.
Nice.
I read on Steam that it's kind of like a Metroidvania action RPG.
Okay.
Looks kind of like Hades, but with exploration.
Oh,
Really
okay.
Interesting.
All right.
The world is infected with a deadly blight by the abomination.
This has sounded like No Rest for the Wicked. Souls like exploration, play.
I know. But it's got kind of like a cartoony art style to it as well.
Cool.
Like
you'd expect from Drinkbox.
But you can use this blight to your advantage in combat as well, which will be really cool.
Okay.
Co-op again.
Nice.
And as I previously said, Nobody Saves the World was phenomenal and an underappreciated gem, I think. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what they do next.
Cool.
And Blighted looks awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that was already coming out. I remembered seeing some sort of announcement for that.
Could be this year.
Okay, cool. My number 2, I'm gonna go with the Ocarina of Time remake. I am a huge Zelda sicko. I've played about as many Zelda games as I've played Resident Evil games. But I don't have time. I don't have meaningful time in Ocarina of Time because I never owned an N64. Sure. So I had friends that had an N64, and so I would occasionally, play games with them or watch them play games when I was really little. But we didn't get a home console until basically almost until the GameCube was coming out. But my mom got us a NES on a garage sale. So that my first console was an NES as we were like getting into the GameCube. So I missed a wide range of games. I didn't play a lot of Super Nintendo. I didn't play a lot of N64. And we had our NES for a brief period of time before it actually like shorted out when we put a new game cartridge in it, which was devastating as a child. And then shortly after got a GameCube, and then it's off to the races from there. So I really don't have any time in Ocarina of Time, which I know is like heralded as one of the best Zeldas ever made. So I am excited to dive into that one.
One of the best games apparently ever made.
Yep.
I'll be interested how that remake comes out. It'll be my first time diving in too.
Nice. Speaking of 2, what's your number 2?
It's my number 1 now, Dan.
Oh,
you're really bad at counting today.
Sorry.
Clumsy. My number 1 though We've already spoken about it. Oh my god. Halo from campaign
Yeah.
evolved. This look, let's be honest. Yes, it's Halo CE again. It's our second remake now of it. The first remake wasn't that great. It completely ruined the art direction and everything.
Oh, interesting. I
This
liked it.
one, but this one, the art direction, yeah, but in the original remaster, they ruined a lot of the atmosphere, a lot of the colors, and a lot of the
Okay.
lighting got eradicated from the original.
And
This one's kind of
you feel like
keeping that.
campaign fixes it. Okay.
Yes, this is keeping that. There's some people saying, well, they're reusing infinite assets and they're using reach animations.
Who cares?
Come on,
Yeah.
let's just actually play some more Halo.
Yeah, absolutely.
You act like people don't reuse things from games all the time. Like,
if anything, we want them to do that more so it takes less time to get these games out the door. Like,
and also like, I don't know. This is going to be rad. It's got 3 extra missions that kind of go before the game original story.
That's the big selling point on this is the prequel to campaign or to combat evolved. I think to me is the highlight. Obviously,
fresh biomes as well.
Obviously, the game is gorgeous and they're doing some interesting stuff to kind of clean up timelines where like brutes are in this now, where we never saw brutes in combat evolved. But now that we have 25 years of Halo storytelling, like it makes sense for brutes to be here, and so they are now here. So I'm kind of interested in that stuff, the more like tasteful additions that kind of clean up the time.
And they're adding guns as well. They're adding guns from other sandboxes, which would be really cool to see.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Halo CE is very, very close to being in my top 10, if only for the fact that Halo Reach. If Halo Reach wasn't such a fantastic game,
so good,
I'd be a bit more of a glutton to have another Halo game. But,
so good.
I sincerely cannot wait for this game.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Well, and super nice for you that your most anticipated game comes out in like 2 weeks. What a treat. What a treat.
I might have a day after Rowan's birthday as well.
Oh, okay.
Are you taking 2 days off? But not for
taking 2 days off?
I've got Rowan's birthday off.
Nice.
Maybe I'll have a Halo day too.
Yeah, for sure. Just call it a rest day from the party. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know. Wow, it just really took it out of me.
What's your number? Well, not number one, but what's your final?
Yeah, my most anticipated. My most anticipated.
Oh, is your most?
Yes, is Gears of War E-Day. I love the Gears of War franchise. I was really hoping we were getting Gears 6, but this is, if we aren't getting Gears 6, getting Gears E-Day is the next best thing. We, across half a dozen games, because I'll throw Judgment in there too, E-Day is the blueprint for this entire franchise, but we never see E-Day. It's this bygone thing, like we are years removed from it. And sometimes decades removed from it, with the later trilogy, I'll say, because we don't have a 6th game. Yeah. And so it's so freaking cool to go to the roots of like what makes the Gears of War franchise the Gears of War franchise. I'm so excited to see the early foundations of like Marcus and Dom's relationship, because they were not friends in this game. I don't know if you watched the extended showcase that they did.
I didn't watch the extended, no.
Marcus and Dom are not friends, and I didn't know that. Marcus and Dom's older brother are friends, and and Dom's older brother dies in the civil war that happens right before E-Day, because that's what puts humanity at the brink of extinction. Is prior to E-Day, humanity, like the world, was in the middle of a civil war. And then E-Day happens and it ends the Civil War and everyone unites to fight the Horde. Like that's Gears.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited for that kind of lore stuff, because even though Gears is about chainsawing people in half, there's great characters, there's great story, there's an interesting world. So if we are not going to continue the sequel trilogy's story, this is the next best thing. So I would say E-Day is most anticipated.
We mentioned in the previous podcast, in this one, they can actually explore world design even better because the world hasn't been destroyed.
Yes. So I think they're going to do some really interesting
another character in some ways.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool.
It'll be, I think, and if anything, I think that will be refreshing, because I know a lot of people didn't love it with 5, but it was actually really appealing to me that it kind of opened up, that like it was a little bit more sandboxy, a little bit less tunnel work, that just let the world breathe, because it is
Mm.
also an interesting world. It is very machismo, but like there's also so much around that. It's not just that.
Machismo. I've not heard that word before. Machismo.
Oh, it's like Hispanic alpha male kind of culture.
Oh, okay.
And I hope I'm not butchering that terribly. I don't mean offense
Sure
if
you're
I hope I don't mean offense if I am, but it is that you know, burly muscular men doing guy stuff, you know, like, and that is Gears.
Yeah, that is just Gears, yeah.
Yeah, that is Gears, but there's also a lot more if you want it, and that they're gonna
Yes.
give us that. So excited. Okay.
Nice.
Will, do you want to give your like report card real quick to like end the show? We'll pull some YouTube comments and then we can say goodbye.
What do you mean my report card? Sorry.
So give me your top 3 in each of the categories, just
Oh,
kind of
sure,
to kind of like
sorry.
send us off, because
I get
Will
you.
did
I
make a
get you.
great graphic that we are going to send out when this episode releases, and we would love if you filled it out yourselves.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, my top 3 favorite games I've played so far, released in 2026. In 2026, I've played them. Has been number 1, Mixtape. Number 2, Mouse PI for Hire, and number 3, Pokemon Pokopia. And then my 3 backlog games I need to get to that I own at some point. I need to get to them anyway. Who knows when? Will be, if I can find my notes.
The best part of a backlog.
Here we go. Hades 2, Resident Evil 8, and Cyberpunk 2077.
What a backlog you have. My goodness. Just
Dude, there's even
generational games.
Didn't even get to mention any of the Dark Souls there, so whoopsie.
Oh, I think your backlog's great.
And then 3 most anticipated is There Are No Ghosts at the Grand, Blighted, and Halo Campaign Evolved.
Nice.
What about you, Dan?
My 2026 report card, my favorite games that I have played this year: Hades 2, Resident Evil Requiem, and our first ever review game together, No Rest for the Wicked.
Ooh.
My backlog of doom is Mina the Hollower, Saros, and Hell Is Us. My most anticipated games for the rest of this year: Gears of War E-Day, Marvel's Wolverine, and the Ocarina of Time remake. So that's our report cards. Like I said, Will made an incredible graphic. We will share that out on socials. We would love to see you fill it out. Before we go, I will pull the last of our community picks and we will say goodbye. So on YouTube, we've got Chugs. They said Osu is their favorite game that they have played this year, which I have not heard of Osu. Their most anticipated is called Morphean Paradox. Ooh. And then their backlog game is Silksong. Green Penguin, their favorite game they played this year is Mass Effect 3. Their first backlog game is Metro 2033, which is a great choice. Love the Metro series.
Love that series.
And their most anticipated is GTA 6.
Nice.
We've got Dear Honey, their favorite game they've played this year is Outbound. Their most anticipated, their backlog game is Frostpunk 2. They don't have a most anticipated for the rest of the year. They're just going to clean up their backlog, which I respect.
Outbound's a
healthy gaming behavior.
Outbound's an interesting pick, not a crazy pick, an interesting.
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. That's what I love about gaming.
Yep, absolutely. TFW said Cyberpunk is their favorite game that they have played this year. First game that needs to come off their backlog is Ratchet and Clank Rifts Apart, a fantastic PlayStation game. And they said Wolverine is their most anticipated for the rest of the year.
Nice.
Meows said that their favorite game they've played this year is Deltarune. They also have a healthy gaming behavior and say they don't have a backlog. They just play games based on vibes, to which I told them. I was like, that's very healthy gaming behavior that I don't share.
That's so healthy.
Yes. And their most anticipated, which I don't think has a release date this year, but is the Silksong expansion, Sea of Sorrows.
Nice.
That's what they're looking forward to the most.
Cool.
Dumb Director, favorite game they played this year, Outer Wilds. Game that needs to come off the backlist is Tron Catalyst, and GTA 6 is their most anticipated. We've got Matthew, whose favorite game that played this year is Horizon Forbidden West. Backlog, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Most anticipated, GTA 6. Roberto, their favorite they played this year, 007 First Light. Backlog game is Spider-Man 2. And most anticipated is Wolverine. So we've got an Insomniac sicko over here. In a good way. Complimentary. Action Jackson, I love that username, said their favorite game they've played this year is Mouse PI for Hire. Their backlog game is Undertale. And their most anticipated is Asta. I have not heard of.
Undertale is going to be a good one to get to. That's a great game.
Albino Monkey. Their favorite game they've played this year, Injustice Gods Among Us. Their backlog game is Pokemon Legends ZA, a great Pokemon game. Most anticipated, GTA 6. And last on YouTube, Wheeler said Team Fortress 2 is their favorite that they've played this year. Tamagotchi Life needs to come off their backlog, and GTA 6 is their most anticipated.
A lot more GTA 6s over on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. I do think I potentially missed some Blue Sky replies, so let me tackle that first, and then we can say farewell.
Yeah, good variety over there on YouTube, though. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Interesting that there is a lot of GTA 6s, but
it's refreshing to see that it's not dominating the conversation, though, because there are,
exactly,
which we'll talk about next month. There's a lot more releases this year than GTA 6 that I think people can be really excited about. The last one on Blue Sky, I'm not going to do because Neo Aoshi was really kind and he did his response on both Threads and Blue Sky. So it's the same response. So shout out Neo. That is our show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the Dan Good Show. Will, you mentioned that you're streaming a new game. Give me some plugs. Give me your Twitch username. Give me your Twitch schedule.
As I said at the start of the podcast, I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays at 7:30 BST. I'm currently streaming Mio, Metroidvania, beautiful game.
So far, so good. What I've watched is
so far so good.
Beautiful.
Nice vibes over there. Nice little community I'm building. Come hang out if you fancy it. And otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram, Dusty Vole. You can follow me on Threads, Dusty Vole. And if you do have Panax, I'm Vole there. You go.
Shout out Panax. We got a really nice, I'm not going to call out the username because I don't want to call them out, but we got a really nice DM on Panax about the podcast that was great energy to receive this week heading into the recording.
Amazing.
So if you are listening to episode 2, you know who you are. It was very kind. Thank you very much.
It made my week.
Yeah,
really did.
Mine as well. I actually reached out to I'll call him out again. It's fine. I actually DM'd No Small Games, who I talked to you about before we started recording. And I was like, somebody sent me a DM and it made my week. So I'm sending you the same DM that I've enjoyed your podcast very much. So that's our show, everybody. Thank you so much. Next month's episode, we're gonna title "What the Fuck Is Up with September?"
Something like that.
Yes, something like that. We'll find probably a more polite way to get it on an algorithm. But you can expect that in the middle of August. We are going to go through all of the high profile releases in September. There is a nauseating amount, which is the point of the conversation. And we're going to try to see if we can move any of those games closer to GTA 6. What games can stand the test of time and not be impacted by the black hole that is GTA 6.
Will be a few, I think.
I think so. I really look forward to that conversation. I hope
dive into that.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I hope we will see you next time. My socials, you can find me everywhere at The Dan Good Show, not only for this podcast, but for video game reviews, live streams, and I also make a video game calendar series that I called Games to Watch that I release on the first of every month. Gives you an idea of a couple new video games coming out each and every month that sound interesting to me. That is our show. Will, any parting thoughts? Or do we say goodbye?
None. I've got none.
Beautiful.
I think we've probably taken up a lot of people's time.
Yeah, we have.
Thanks for joining us for our second episode, man.
Second episode, and cheers to many more. Okay, thank you, everyone. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.